Championship. Presented by Marathon, an American company serving America. In part by Wendy's Wild Mountain Chicken and Wild Mountain Bacon Cheeseburger. It's better here. And by Sears. Don't just give a gift, give the good life. Sears. Good life. Great price.
Okay, do you remember anything before the piano hit your head?
No.
Back at Doyd Perry Stadium in a chilly Bowling Green, Ohio, along with Mike Tirico, Kirk Herbstreit, and Lee Corso, I'm Jerry Punch, and being joined by Miami head coach Terry Hebner. And Coach, we talk about the fact that your opponents, they have the home field advantage, the psychological advantage, because you handed them their only losses here in the conference. What do you have to do early on to overcome all of that and be successful tonight?
We have the confidence advantage. We know we beat them once. We beat them at our place. We know we can do it again. This is a new game, but we're confident we're going to win this football game. We just have to play Miami football.
Hey, thanks for your time, Coach.
Thanks, Jerry.
Well, Michael, the Falcons have won here 2 consecutive years in a row. They have not lost a football game. Their last loss coming over 2 years ago to that man right there's Miami Redhawks.
Jerry, these teams very familiar with each other, separated by a couple of hours, probably a 2.5-hour comfortable drive. There is Greg Brandon, the first-year head coach here at Bowling Green. He took over for Urban Meyer, who went to Utah and has led BG to the championship game here in the Mid-American Conference. The students, the fans, they're cold. We all are. Temperature heading to freezing. Precipitation on the way. Could be mixed. Should arrive in about an hour and a half. Sean Swisham set. Bowling Green won the toss, deferred the option. Off we go with the championship game in the Mid-American Conference. It trundles back to Darrell Hunter. Across the 20, and he's brought down at the 23-yard line atop the pile. B.J. Lane, one of the running backs, and at the bottom, Tim Arnold for Bowling Green in the yard. Miami of Ohio in the white and cardinal red. And you bring out Ben Roethlisberger, not too far from here, Findlay, Ohio, the junior quarterback who is a record setter.
Ben leads a team, this Miami football team is +4 in the nation in margin of victory. That's how good they are. They beat their opponents by an average of 23 points per game.
500-plus points this season. Offensive Player of the Year in this conference. Won the Vern Smith Award given yesterday. Very humble guy, 6'5", Ben Roethlisberger, the quarterback. Opening drive for Miami starting from its own 23. First pass, swing out to Cal Murray, the running back who has a first down, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 36. Murray gained 808 yards running. He'll share time with Mike Smith in the backfield. Rest of the guys up front, see Mike Larkin there, second cousin of Barry Larkin, all-time leader in touchdown receptions here. Martin Nance and Brandt, the tight end, second-team performers. On the offensive line, Jacob Bell, right guard, first-team All-MAC. Harold, the left guard, the center, Londot, second-team All-Mid-American Conference. Good offensive line. Seniors have nearly 100 starts combined. The sophomores are very physical. After a pickup of 13, this first down run for Murray. Got it back to the 40. Got out, threw out the 42. Jason Morton in there on the tackle. Let's check this defense for Bowling Green. Second in the conference. They allowed 19 points per game. Maurer starts at one end. Devon Parks, a freshman, has 5 sacks. We'll also see Mitchell Crossley, 9 sacks on the year. The linebackers, Mitch Hewitt's very important. An injured ankle kept him out a couple of games when they gave up their most points, along with Burks and Carswell on that middle line. In the back line, Newson and Morton involved in run support. Jelani Jordan, one corner. The other, Jansen Patton, 7th in the nation with 7 interceptions this year. After a pickup of 6, second and 4. Again, Cal Murray out of Dublin, Ohio. Rick Maurer made the tackle. After a gain of about a yard, also Matt Leininger in on the stop.
Bowling Green's not a real big defense, so they're going to have a lot of movement within their interior to try to come up with an attacking style to try to free somebody up. You'll see a lot of linebackers blitzing. You'll see an aggressive nature. They almost have to do that to be able to get after Roethlisberger.
Miami's offense has scored the first in all 12 games this year. They outscored the opponents 139-35 in the first quarter. Well-coached football team, Mike.
They are. He moves Mike Smith, the running back, over on 3rd and 3. Bowling Green showing heat, bringing heat. Roethlisberger's throw is incomplete. No flag. The coverage from Jansen Patton, the guy with the 7 picks. 3 and out. Or a first down picked up, then 3 and out. And Miami will kick it away.
Brought the linebacker there, and it's just a side adjust. Once Carswell, number 9, comes on the blitz, it's an indication to the quarterback and the receiver to go to the side adjust. It's pretty good coverage there by Bowling Green to take away that quick slant and to force the punt for the Redhawks.
Charles Sharon back deep to receive Mike Wofsig's kick. Coach jokes that he may not get a letter this year. 13th game, only his 29th punt. The offense scores a lot. He doesn't kick a lot. Oh, it got blocked by Carswell, the linebacker. And Bowling Green will take over in great field position. T.J. Carswell blocked it. Keon Newsom comes up with the recovery. First block punt against Miami this year.
T.J. Carswell comes up the middle, but the key thing on this, if you look to the right of your picture, the personal protector blocks the wrong man. You're supposed to block from the inside to the outside. He missed the wrong man, Kirk.
And I think there was a little bit of confusion there because Bowling Green ended up coming down and moving everybody to the inside. They were clearly coming after the punt there, and it confused the Redhawks with the protection scheme. I think that forced the personal protector to the wrong man.
The personal protector should block from the inside out because the most dangerous man is coming up the middle. Missed him.
So great opportunity for Bowling Green. They start from the Miami 33. Josh Harris, the quarterback, throws it back. Rare catch for Craig Jarrett, the tight end, to the 28-yard line. Just his 6th reception of the year. John Beasing made the tackle. But we mentioned Josh Harris, the senior. Big Ten wanted him, not as a quarterback, but as a DB, maybe a receiver, maybe a running back. He's ended up 2nd team Mid-American Conference QB.
Well, his attitude is why he is such an elite quarterback in this conference. Of course, he has the physical abilities of the ability to run and throw, and they built this offense around him. The thing that I love in talking to him yesterday, looking to his eyes, he wants to be known as a quarterback who won a conference championship, and he wants also a chance to prove that he's a better player than the player that showed up 5 weeks ago last time against Miami.
Did not have a good game in that 23-point loss. 2nd down and about 5 coming up. No score, 2 minutes in. Harris Gibbs to his back. P.J. Pope, yard shy of the first down at about the 24. So P.J. Pope, nearly 1,000 yards. First team All-Mid-American Conference runner. Sharon, 7 touchdowns last 4 games. Sanders and Hawkins are good, but Magner touched the ball 100 times. He had 82 catches, this kid from Alaska. Their offensive front, Scott Murkowski in the middle, first team All-Conference. His brother was a very good one at Purdue, now with the Patriots in the NFL. Andy Grubb also in that front. Andrew Hart, 62, watch him. He's in for the injured Robert Haley, senior right tackle who starts, not here tonight.
Empty set. Harris here on 3rd and short, looking to keep the football.
He goes right. He has a first down to the 21-yard line. This Miami defense knows they will see a lot of the leading running attack in the conference, led by Josh Harris. This is the top run defense in the league. Across the front, Smith, first team All-League, 9.5 sacks. Linebackers, Beasing and Nande are very good sophomores. The guy in the middle, Jones, is undersized, is the heart of the defense. He's first team All-League. On the corners, Hodge and Hunter. The big man is Matt Pusateri. Out of the Columbus suburb of Dublin, Ohio. He's going to be in on a ton of tackles tonight. He's led this conference in tackles this year. Harris looking end zone. Up top for Sharon. Incomplete. Charles Sharon, intended receiver. Darrell Hunter in coverage, and Kirk, you're watching 28 and white tonight.
Well, Darrell Hunter, from everybody I have talked to, not only do you marvel at his speed, this is a guy that runs a legit 4.3. You know, in high school at Middletown, Ohio, Division I track athlete of the year because of his ability and what he could do. And now I think he's been able to transfer over to the football field. Schools like West Virginia and Pitt offered him, but he decided to go to Miami of Ohio because of the education and opportunities, and also because of an ability to be out there with the style of defense they play. Look at his size, 6'1", 201 pounds, running a legit 4.3. You'll see him one day in the NFL.
2nd and 10 for Josh Harris and Bowling Green. Their opening drive. Swing it out to Steve Sanders with a block. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. First and goal, Bowling Green. Out of Cleveland, sophomore, gained 15. He caught 33 balls this year.
But because of Miami's success the last time that Bowling Green went up against him, the coaches told us that they're going to try to attack horizontally, get the football to the outside, and make Miami's defense commit numbers up towards the line of scrimmage. And they said once they have success with the bubble screen and with the option and attacking left and east and west, then they'll take their shots downfield when they get to one-on-one situations.
They spot him down at the 6. First and goal. Harris coming at you. Keeping. Scoring. Touchdown, BG. For Josh Harris, his 42nd career rushing touchdown. Extra point try for Sean Swisha. Out of the hold of Cole Magner, 7-0 Bowling Green. 6 plays and 33 yards thanks to that man. T.J. Carswell came through the middle, blocked the opening punt by Wapzig, gave Bowling Green great field position for Harris to take it in. Ay, Ziggy Zumba, that's what they sing at BG when they score a touchdown, and they're singing now.
It's not your job.
It's not your laugh.
It's not your hair.
It's not your shoes. It's not your car.
You can tell more about a person by the watch they wear than anything else. Seiko Kinetic, powered by the movement of your body.
It's your watch. All right, here we go. On 3. 1.
The CR-V from Honda. For the way you really live. Or want to.
Okay, plan B.
Well, we mentioned that these teams met 30 days ago on the Miami campus down in southwestern Ohio. Huge build-up to this game. Bowling Green's Josh Harris struggled. 4 turnovers for the team. These early and red zone turnovers denied them a good start. Meantime, Roethlisberger was sharp. 230 yards passing and a touchdown. Very solid in the second half. Bowling Green won 33-10. Martin Nance with a touchdown catch there. As Terry Hefner's team got that win, rolled through the rest of the league, undefeated in the MAC, to arrive here in the championship game tonight. First down, Roethlisberger to throw. Complete to Nance, who caught the touchdown you just saw. A pickup of 14 yards. Now, you may be wondering, if Miami won the head-to-head, why is Bowling Green hosting the championship game? You look at the story from that first game, seen here on ESPN2. Pretty similar stat-wise, but Miami made the most of its opportunities. Bowling Green did not. The reason that we're here tonight is because it's predetermined in this league. The West champ was going to host the championship game. Right. Next year, the East champ will host the title game.
Mike, you were there that night. These two teams played about 5 weeks ago. Lee and I were there here at Bowling Green 5 days prior to that meeting and saw Bowling Green dominate Northern Illinois. I think the emotions got the best of Bowling Green. They were flat the last time they played the Redhawks. That's not the case tonight.
Roethlisberger came down to the second receiver and found him. Mike Larkin, 56th catch of the year. A pickup of 5. We'll have 2nd and 5 coming up.
That's a big point right there about Roethlisberger. The fact is, did you see his mobility for 6'5", 245 pounds? He moved out of the pocket, Kirk, and then he just drifted and rifle shot. I think he's the best pure passer when it comes to throwing a football I've seen this year right now.
Wow, it's a strong statement. Good, we saw a good one last Thursday, Eli Manning. But the one thing about this guy is that in high school, he was a tremendous athlete, played high school basketball. He's a great receiver leading up into his senior year. That's when he took over as the starting quarterback that year. He's still relatively young as far as starting quarterback experience.
Mike Smith, loss of 3. Mitchell Crossley, second team all-conference. Didn't start because the senior Maurer started, but his sophomore came in and made a nice play. Kirk, you can't lose that point on Roethlisberger. Didn't play quarterback until his senior year. The coach's son was playing, and Roethlisberger was a wide receiver. That's one of the reasons some of the big schools here in the Midwest were not on the son of Ken and Brenda Roethlisberger.
Well, he came into college at about 6'4", 6'5", about 195 pounds. He was incredibly athletic. people forget, you look at him now at 6'5", close to 250 pounds. He's mobile. I know Josh Harris is a guy that can run and throw, but Roethlisberger also has great mobility in the pocket.
3rd and 6. Roethlisberger's throw is caught. First down for Mike Larkin into a tight spot in double coverage. Look at that defensive line. You see that? Nobody had their hand on the ground.
Well, you know what? That's why they want the. Remember, they told us that
Are the
and the ball moving around. But Kirk, there's throwing to your left. Nice shoulder turn. That guy's a good quarterback.
Got his shoulders turned through the football in time, and that's his favorite target. Now, statistically, he has some other receivers that can make great plays, but you'll find over the course of this evening, Mike Larkin is a good friend of his. Whenever it's 3rd down, he tends to look up number 6 for a big catch. Great ball there by Roethlisberger.
Freshman Ryan Robinson is in the game, top of the screen. 1st and 10. Making Roethlisberger think tonight. Carswell comes with heat. Big Ben up top. It's Robinson. It's caught. It's touchdown. He beat Jelani Jordan for 53 yards.
And in coaches speak, that's called answering. What an answer.
It's also called electrifying true freshman Ryan Robinson out of Toledo, Ohio, close by. And I think Ben Roethlisberger, his eyes lit up because he saw the coverage that he wanted. He had one-on-one. The safety stayed up on the tight end. Morton, and right behind him, Robinson on the post. Perfectly thrown football. And that's how quick Miami can strike.
Extra point try coming up for Jared Parsegian, the great-grandnephew of the legendary Coach Ara. Ties the game at 7. The school record holder for extra points. Well, Mom and Dad saw their son, Big Ben, go 3 for 3 in the drive. 75-yard touchdown. The second pulled in Ryan Robinson's career. I think we're going to have a lot of points here tonight. Our pleasure to be on the campus of Bowling Green State University, 20 miles south of Toledo. Ryan Robinson's 53-yard touchdown catch. For Roethlisberger, touchdown 30 on the season, 77 in his career. And he'll be adding to it in the next game. This Miami team will play in the GMAC Bowl down in Mobile, Alabama. His kickoff needs to be scooped up and finally is by the backup running back. There's a return here across the 30 and out to the 32-yard line. Todd Soderquist, the kickoff man, had to bring down B.J. Lane. Nice job by Lane Soderquist. Went down, but he's okay. Well, Sunday night at 6 Eastern on ESPN, the College Game Day Bowl Selection Special. Reese Davis, Trev Alberts, Mark May will have a complete breakdown of all the BCS bowls and every other bowl game. More information, log on to ESPN.com. A lot will be decided after the Bowl Championship Series slots are firmed up and selected, and the guys will break them all down for you. A lot of phone calls and conversation. Which teams are going where? We know Miami, as I mentioned, is going to play Louisville in the GMAC Bowl down in Mobile. We're not sure about Bowling Green. Harris's pass is deflected by Will Stanley, the senior out of Cleveland, Ohio.
But Bowling Green's going to go to these bubble screens. You don't have enough time to get to the quarterback, so this time Will Stanley out of St. Ignatius says, I'll show you how you defend that. You just knock the ball down. Heads-up play and a good adjustment there early by Miami.
The left tackle, Jimmy Williams, didn't move out quick enough. He got to make one quick step and cut the guy. When they're giving a bubble screen, you got to get the hands down of the wide defender. And Jimmy Williams didn't do it.
2nd and 10 coming up. Williams takes his place on that left tackle spot. Back out of the gun, Harris. Another knockdown, almost intercepted by Ternanande. That's a sophomore linebacker. Flag comes in just when you heard that roar. There was pushing 15 yards away from where the ball was. Todd Gearlings is the referee. Along with William Zurcher, Norm Eubank, Steve Barnes, Dennis Jackson, Rich Ames, and Kevin Schwartzel. An all-star crew, best of the MAC this year, working tonight.
Well, anytime a linebacker is able to get over in the move of a slant, the way of the slant, he's just simply reading the eyes of the quarterback, Josh Harris. Josh has to do a better job of looking that play off look to the middle of the field to hold the linebacker and the safety to open up that lane for Sharon.
I like the way that official immediately stepped in and called that penalty. If they'd have done that at the Florida State game where we were, they might not have had all the problems. That's a good job of officiating right there.
Take control.
Control of the game is necessary.
Matt Pusateri whistled for the flag. So Harris climbs under center. I believe it's the first time tonight. This is live to throw it for Cole Magner. That's incomplete. Let's see. We have a flag thrown. It is not a second forward pass. That was the first forward pass in the play. It might be grounding because it didn't come past the line of scrimmage, and it is.
I think he was throwing that to us. He was honestly, he was trying to get that up here to LC. Sunshine Scooter.
Backwards pass, forward pass is still
last
legal.
second, he just starts to throw it to the sideline. No, that's
intentional grounding by the second. Oh, wait a minute.
Not get the line of scrimmage.
Didn't get to the line of scrimmage.
What
did I say?
No yardage.
You're right.
All right.
I'll tell you what, Mike. Kirk, that's the first time I've ever seen that call on the guy receiving the lateral. I've always seen it on the quarterback, but.
Well, look, he doesn't, it's one thing to make an effort. He's throwing that out of bounds. I think he was hoping to make it look like he was being hit, and that the hit forced the ball to go to the sidelines. But he actually was aiming either for Mike or
maybe
Scooter.
that was the play they allowed in Alaska. You think when he was in Alaska high school?
You know, Cole Magner is from Alaska, threw a touchdown pass to Josh Harris last week. 2nd and 18. 5 in the pattern for Josh this time. Magner was the intended receiver. Steve Burke knocked him down. Oh, Bowling Green at number 23 in the country, 10-2, 7-1. You see, out of the league, the win at Purdue. Huge win. You know, those two losses are nothing to be ashamed of. They've lost to Ohio State and Miami on the road.
And they throw at Ohio State, remember?
They were driving late.
They were driving, throwing the ball in the end zone to try to win it at Columbus.
Lost to the Buckeyes 24-17 in Greg Brandon's first year as a head coach. Hey, when you lose to the teams that are 5th and 11th in the BCS standings right now,
I don't care who you are.
I don't care where you're from. That's a great season. 3rd and 18. They need to get out to the 34 for the first down. Harris throws to Magner, well shy of the first down. And they'll kick it away. Dara Rehabe on the stop. Derek, a sophomore out of Indiana, one of the few non-Ohio guys here in this game. And Bowling Green will kick it away, and the man who scored the touchdown, Ryan Robinson, is a great punt return. 18 per, 2nd in the country. Pressure on the punt man, Nate Fry. 6 of his 43 were inside the 20 this year. Tough to get a big return from this field position, though. Kicked it high, kicked it away. Robinson comes up to fair catch it, just shy of the 20-yard line. 27-yard punt. Roethlisberger back on the field.
Roethlisberger this last drive, he started to catch fire here. He's 5 of 6 on the night, showing you a little bit of what he can do outside of the pocket, also singing in the pocket, spread the ball all over the place, and then got the big one-on-one coverage, and a big playmaker here for the Miami, Ryan Robinson, the young freshman, one-on-one coverage. Every time he gets that, he's going to try to get the ball thrown downfield.
In the last 3 games, he's thrown for 903 yards, 70% of the passes, 11 touchdowns in the last 3 games. Whew.
First down, fake the throw, then give the run to Cal Murray. Murray takes it out to about the 26. Good 6-yard pickup on first down. Mitch Hewitt there to help make the tackle. Murray gained 808 yards this season. Mike Smith, who replaces him in the lineup, 676 yards. So out of that tailback position, they had nearly 1,500 yards of production.
484 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 4.8 per carry for that position, Mike.
Those numbers updated through the night. 2nd and 4. Roethlisberger, 3 options downfield. Martin Nance, first down at the 44-yard line. Keon Newsom made the tackle, but they picked up 18. Let's go down to the field and Jerry Punch.
Guys, there was some concern on Ben Roethlisberger after last week's game at UCF in Florida. He only played a half, but he separated his right shoulder and did not practice this past Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. He came out early today to throw, but I think we've already seen that concern has gone away. There's no problem at all whatsoever with that throwing shoulder.
Jerry, one of the lighter degrees of separation?
There are. It was a very, very mild. It was the first degree, and third being the worst, but they still didn't have him practice. They were concerned about the cold weather creating a problem as the night went on, but he's throwing extremely well here so far.
All right, pal, thank you. From the 44, first down. Mike Smith a run. Gains about a yard. We'll have 2nd and 9 coming up. Swimming at the bottom of the pile, Jeff Runnels, senior from California.
On a cold night, you'd think it would be bothering him, but he seems to have the adrenaline flowing, and his arm looks outstanding. Throwing the football with great velocity. The other thing is, guys, I'm just watching him here in person. The thing that you appreciate more and more in seeing him in person is his ability and presence in the pocket, but also the athletic ability to get outside, break, contain, buy himself a little time, and not lose that arm strength throwing the ball downfield, or his focus on the defense downfield.
2nd and 9, play action. Holding flag comes in, and a pass interference flag comes in as well. 2 separate fouls here. If they are where they normally should be, we should have offsetting penalties and replay 2nd and 9. Jelani Jordan had the coverage on Mike Larkin. Sorted out. Holding offense. And pass interference defense. Craig Brandon was looking at that 2nd and long.
Offense, pass interference, defense, balls offset, replay the down, 2nd down.
Only Oklahoma has won more games in a row than Miami. Miami lost the opener at Iowa, has reeled off 11 in a row since, including wins at Northwestern, at Colorado State, Cincinnati, out of the league. Their strength of schedule is in the 80s. However, their computer rankings are very good. That's why they are 11th in the BCS standings. Matter of fact, in 2 computers, they are 4, and LSU is 2nd, with Southern Cal at 3rd, meaning Miami could factor into the championship picture with what happens here tonight. Toss to Martin Nance, out to the 35. Jansen Patton in the coverage, but a pickup of 19.
I got to talk about the offensive line right now. They've only had 6 sacks in the last 6 games, 1 out of every 32 pass attempts, and that was a full blitz by Bowling Green Kirk, and every one of those offensive linemen stepped up, hit the man in the mouth, and boom, got the ball away. That was a tremendous play offensive line-wise.
Yep, you're exactly right. And the big thing is, I think it's the combination of being able to run the football, throwing from outside, sitting in the pocket. Bowling Green's bringing pressure, but right now that offensive line is enjoying the tempo of this offense and having their way up front in the trenches.
Todd London snaps it, pump and go, deep downfield for the end zone. Good coverage by Keon Newsom on the pass intended for Ryan Biesing, a freshman, one of 2 identical twins on this Miami team. Biesing's brother, John, is a linebacker.
Keon Newsom, that time 17, makes this play because he turns around and looks for the ball at the last minute. Watch right there. That's why it's not pass interference. Also, that kid's a pretty good athlete. He played basketball in 2002 here for the Bowling Green basketball team.
Newsom reading the eyes of Biesing and then coming back to the football.
That's
very
why
important.
it wasn't a pass.
Yep. How many times have we seen this year where the defensive back gets lost and just runs into the receiver?
2nd and 10 for Roethlisberger, already 130 yards passing. Play breaks down. Ben tucks it and gets 3, and here comes some flags.
Yep.
Even though it's on the Bowling Green sideline, they took out Roethlisberger after he stepped on the white, and it'll cost him 15. Matt Leiniger, the sophomore, knocked him out. Leiniger's 94.
It's a little bump, but he is out of bounds, and high-profile quarterback in a championship game. The referees are watching. It was just a touch, but it was the fact that he hit him out of bounds.
Come on, as a quarterback.
I know, but
as a quarterback, you can't endorse that.
I want to bring it back again to the fact that last week we saw Florida State play Florida, and they let these cheap shots go early in the game. Eventually, the game got out of control. I cannot say it enough.
Policing this thing, aren't they?
Very, very good, Kirk. Because you know why? They probably talked to those officials down there who said, "Don't let this happen in a big rivalry game."
What an embarrassment! You know, too good a football game for that to be the memory.
First and 10, Miami back in the red zone, where they've been excellent this year. Roethlisberger has 4 options to throw. Directing traffic as he's got all kinds of time. Now a dump down to the man blocking for him, Mike Smith, and that play got to the 13-yard line. Well, what did Greg Brandon tell us, guys? We've got to get some pressure on number 7.
Well, Mike, the reason they're not able to get pressure is right now they're on their heels. Usually, if you watch Bowling Green when they're playing well, they're blitzing 5, sometimes 6 guys. Right now, they're blitzing. They're bringing the 5th guy. The offensive line's doing a good job, but they're not as aggressive as they typically would be, and it's because they don't know which way Miami is going to attack, and therefore they're losing some of that aggressiveness.
Mike Smith, tailback, picked up the linebacker and then slipped out. That's why it was a completed pass.
Dan Tyler, the tight end, in motion. Here is Mike Smith in a running back mode. He barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. The Pete Carroll on the tackle.
See, Bowling Green against, according to their coaches yesterday, one thing they wanted to do is because Roethlisberger is so talented, they wanted to put pressure on him. They wanted to get him on his back. They wanted to hit him. Well, that's a great philosophy until they beat you deep for a touchdown to the post. Now, all of a sudden, you're a little bit hesitant to bring guys up to the line and to attack with 7, 8, 9 guys up at the line of scrimmage.
They beat you deep, and they took another shot at the end zone just a couple plays ago. Yeah.
But Tim Beckman, the defensive coordinator, who is the assistant head coach, will not be conservative. Remember, Bowling Green leads the MAC with 32 sacks. Last year, they only had 18. So he'll bring them in. And once in a while, I used to feel if they beat you once, fine. If they beat you twice, okay, but that's it. No more than 2 times. They've got to stay after Roethlisberger, or they'll never stop.
Hope we don't have another clock issue. Last time these teams got together, Mike, you guys had some fun with that.
The play clock didn't start. In the last game these teams played, a minute went off the clock because of an electrical surge and really nearly affected how the last 2 minutes of the first half were played. Bowling Green did score a touchdown, and it didn't have the impact on the game it could not have. Roethlisberger runs option and keeps, and will be shy of the first down by about a yard. So here he is, the big slinger in the pocket, running a little option there.
Wide receiver days at Findlay High School there, showing that he's going to lower his shoulder and try to come up with a big play. If
it's 4th and 1 in a situation here, remember, this football team has scored over 500 points for the first time in the MAC. They're going to try to get ahead of the football game right there. I like this call by the Miami staff.
There is Jared Parsegian, as we mentioned, great grandnephew of Ara. Ara's coaching legacy at Miami, just part of the great cradle of coaches that have made Miami of Ohio famous throughout the sport. It'll be a 27-yard field goal. J.D. Vonderheide is the holder. Good snap, good hold, bad kick, not good. And Bowling Green avoids one there. So it remains 7-7. Bowling Green takes over. Greg Brandon's team avoids one there.
ESPN College Game Day previews the Big 12 Championship and what might happen if the Sooners stumble.
We got ourselves another major league controversy.
And the first annual College Game Day Awards. Saturday at 10:30 on ESPN.
College football's celebration of excellence writes a new chapter. Who will be the chosen few? The 2003 Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Wendy's. Saturday, December 13th at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
When you leave here, you'll be lean, mean, computer-buying machines. I'll give you the skills, the smarts, and the courage.
I do not have to settle for what's on the shelf. Your PC jargon has no effect on me.
It won't be easy. Drop down and give me 50. But you'll be able to buy a computer without getting ripped off and sit home crying to your mama.
Want an easier way to buy a PC? Don't go there. Go Dell. Forget all the mega this and giga that. Just tell Dell what you want to do with your PC in plain English. They'll build one that fits your life and your budget. Like this Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor. It's just $499 after mail-in rebate. Plus, get free shipping and a free memory upgrade. Notebooks start at just $599.
Why don't you just quit?
I still don't know how to format a hard drive. Your perfect PC. Easy as Dell.
Dell PCs use Intel Pentium 4 processors.
Yo, sweetheart.
Yo.
They got the yo in there.
Come on, you're turning the wrong way. There you go.
That's it.
They're glad to have you back. You guys were here with with Coach Fowler for College Game Day.
What are they saying? The MAC has had more television experiences right now, but they said the most important thing was College Game Day came to a MAC team. Wasn't that nice?
That was nice of them to say that.
It was nice of them to say that.
The bus, Bobby, and their gang, they all made it.
First down option. BJ Lane. I remember Chris talking when you guys were here, and you, Kirk, about how great this field was. Now, the field was beautiful. The field doesn't look beautiful right now. That's called December in Ohio. And for more on that, Dr. Jerry Punch.
Well, Michael, you take a look between the hash marks, and that's the area they worked on last week. When they played here last week, this field just came apart. It was a quagmire. They had a lot of rain on Thanksgiving. The field was not covered on Thanksgiving. It soaked up the water and then came apart on Saturday. Now, this week they've brought in a lot of sand and soil. It's like playing on Play-Doh or clay out in the middle there. Very, very thick, very heavy footing, but thus far, it is not coming apart.
Fortunately, I don't think we're going to have a lot of rain during the game, and that will help us keep the field in shape tonight. BJ Lane, the sophomore, carries again. Average 6.5 per carry this year. Matt Pusateri made the tackle.
Fowler and I were here when we came in about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and the field was so nice. We couldn't tell from the press box. It looked like field turf. It was so green and so nice that I thought it was field turf. But you're right. You get to December in Ohio, they're not used to playing football in this field this late in the year.
Yeah, we don't grow much grass up here in the Midwest this time of year.
No.
So.
Tundra.
Wait till you come down for the Tangerine Bowl in beautiful downtown Orlando.
Nice surface course.
Fast track.
Fast track. Beautiful, beautiful turf.
We'll all be together when NC State and Phillip Rivers play Kansas in that game. Mazda Tangerine Bowl. 3rd and 4. Harris throws complete to Cornelius McGrady, but Miami, not fooled by these short passes to the wide receivers, forced the 3 and out.
I'd like to bring up one point right there. Pat Narduzzi, the defensive coordinator, made a nice adjustment, Kirk and Mike, from the first series to now. They hurt him real fast, Kirk, on those plays to the outside. But boy, if he not a nice adjustment from the sideline.
I think you're seeing the outside linebackers and the two safeties, heads on a swivel, and they're getting up and they're taking away. They're simply reading the routes and coming up and being in position to make plays.
Nate Fry kicks to Ryan Robinson again. This time a lot more field, so it will be important hang time and direction of this kick by Fry. Good hang time. Good direction, too. Perfect. 36 yards, unreturnable. Good job by Fry. Miami takes over at its own 38. We come back.
The Logitech cordless keyboard and mouse. No cords to tie you up, slow you down, or hold you back. What will you do with all that freedom?
Oh.
Shave with Norelco Advantage with moisturizing gel. It prevents nicks and cuts. Use Spectra and you can personalize it for comfort. So now there are 2 ways to achieve close shaving satisfaction. As you can see. Ultra close, ultra comfortable, guaranteed.
It's championship game tied at 7. Talk about what's next for these teams. Let's visit with Jerry Punch. Doc?
Well, we are with Rick Chris, Commissioner of the Mid-American Conference. And Rick, let's sort of settle the bowl situation first. You've already got one team, Miami, headed to the GMAC Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. What about the Motor City Bowl? Do they take Bowling Green win or lose, or what's their stance?
Motor City Bowl has been great in working with us, Jerry, as we've tried to get a third team into a bowl game. So we made the decision to let the championship game play out. 7 years we've been with the Motor City Bowl. They've always honored what's happened on the field. I think Bowling Green's in good shape on a bowl game. And we're still hopeful that maybe there's a third spot out there.
You know, considering that, I mean, you guys have had a sensational year in the MAC when you beat Alabama and Pittsburgh and Kansas State and Purdue at Purdue. That should afford you a lot of leverage. Where do you look down the road to be able to get more slots for a league like yours that's really come a long way?
Absolutely. I think we are showing that we've grown into a position where we can sustain 3 bowl games. We love the relationships we have right now in Detroit, in Mobile. Each of those games have shown growth. We've got to look for opportunities, I think, both within the system or maybe looking at some other things. There's so much geography tied into this that maybe we got to look in some other directions as well.
Hey, Rick, thanks for coming down, and congratulations on a great year for the Mid-American Conference.
Thanks, Jerry. Love being here. Appreciate you guys being here.
Guys?
Thank you, Doc. Good to visit with Rick, one of the good guys, Commissioner of the Mid-American. Roethlisberger, another home run shot. Let's try it again with Robinson. And that pass goes incomplete. You know, the point Rick made was pretty interesting, guys. When you think about the bowls, the new bowl games that have come up in the last few years are all played in the places where those leagues are, like in Boise. You had a WAC team going there. Fort Worth this year with TCU. That's been in the news this week. You see the 2 bowl tie-ins with the Motor City Bowl being one of the MAC opponents. Obviously, either Northern Illinois or Bowling Green here tonight.
That game, the GMSC Bowl game, Louisville averages about 488. Miami of Ohio, about 486. That's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a great football
That's
game.
when you say pack your sandwich, right?
Pack your sandwich. That's going to be
a 5-hour game.
At least in Mobile, Alabama. Watch that game.
Roethlisberger dumped down to Cal Murray. Tackled at the 40. Well, it'll be Roethlisberger against Stefan LaForce, the quarterback for Louisville. You know, the system is been talked about so much around postseason time, and it always is. And all politics are local. That's the line from the great House of Representatives leader, the late Tip O'Neill, congressman out of Boston. Bowl games exist to succeed. So you do what's best for your bowl game. They can't be involved with the big national picture. All I know is a team like Northern Illinois that's been in the national rankings, has had a great season. If they don't play in a bowl game, system isn't working the best for the kids and the teams. 3rd and 7. Roethlisberger, they jumped that route. Unable to get downfield to Mike Larkin. Well read by Jason Morton.
All I can tell you, Mike, is, and you know, and this is just objective. I know I live in the middle of the MAC, but here's an example. Northern Illinois, you touched.
Teams here in the Mid-American Conference Championship game. Charles Sharon, 3 touchdowns last week in the win on ESPN over Toledo. It's the touchdown to put Bowling Green on top, and now Miami's Ben Roethlisberger will have to respond.
And remember, the last time Bowling Green jumped ahead of him, the old Miami team came right back and answered like a true champion.
Helps having that number 7 back there, doesn't it?
Yes, he is. Boy, he's a player.
Kickoff return from the 3-yard line. Brought out to the 27-yard line for Darrell Hunter. Shows some room to work with. Damian Johnson on the tackle. Kia NBA shoot-around tomorrow night on ESPN at 7:30 Eastern. Then we'll be in Orlando to watch the Spurs take on the 1-17 matchup. And then the Minnesota Timberwolves will take on Sacramento out on the West Coast. For more, log on to ESPN.com. NBA Friday on ESPN. Hey, Ron Harper. MAC legend here in the building tonight. Of course, championship rings with the Chicago Bulls and the LA Lakers as well. We'll see the defending champion Spurs tomorrow night. Roethlisberger, first down, toss to Nance. Martin slipped 1 tackle. The pursuit gets him after a pickup of about 3.
When you go down to beautiful downtown Orlando, the Magic, remember, they've had, I think you brought this up, they had more coaches than they have wins.
That's correct. Double. Lee, you're taking my material for tomorrow night. You're killing me.
Hey, seriously.
That's my open for tomorrow night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You quit?
They double the coaches as well. You live in Orlando. You follow the NBA. I don't follow the NBA until Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Can you tell me what exactly is wrong with the Orlando Magic? They still have T-Mac, right?
Yeah, they still have T-Mac. They don't have much else around them. That's it.
We're supposed to be surprised at 1-17, right?
Second down. Nice run by Mike Smith. He'll grab a first down out by the 38-yard line. That's it, to be honest. They don't have the guys around him.
Right.
Darryl Armstrong is gone.
And they got rid of Doc Rivers, who's a terrific basketball coach. And I'm telling you, they don't have the players. I watch them. They don't have the players.
You got a trip. I mean, even the Cavs are winning 5 or 6 games.
It's a struggle, right? And maybe tomorrow night. That's why you watch. 80s.
How many more times are the Cavs on this year?
A lot.
Are they on every week?
Well, no, not every week, but LeBron.
We're supposed to talk about the Spurs and the Magic because it's on the air.
Number 1 in jersey sales, LeBron James. Number 2, Carmelo Anthony. How about that?
State of Ohio holding up that.
Only 2 months in the league. It's phenomenal.
Oh, it's crazy.
All right.
Here we go.
All right, killing him. First and 10 from the 38. Roethlisberger play action. They want this long shot again. They may get it with Larkin. Oh, yeah. They pull the ball away from him, but Larkin shows the strength to hang on at the 20-yard line. 41 yards, roommate to roommate. Roethlisberger to Larkin.
Kurt, you talked about this at the beginning of the show. They got Keon Newsom 1-on-1 17 against this guy, and there was no competition.
Well,
Watch 17.
There's a lot of confusion right now in the Bowling Green secondary with some of these routes. Yes, Newsom gets lost. He comes up, commits up to the line of scrimmage to the tight end. But also the corner, Jelani Jordan, he's looking around trying to find somebody to cover. Meanwhile, Larkin sliding right behind him. It's a well-designed play by Shane Montgomery, the offensive coordinator of the Miami Redhawks.
Roethlisberger is approaching 200 yards. We're not even 20 minutes into the game. Going for the end zone. Touchdown! Matt Grant, the tight end.
In football speak, it's called answer number 2. Second time in a row they answered, Mike.
Touchdown 6 on the season for the Canadians.
1-on-1. You're going to see if you don't put pressure on Roethlisberger, I'm telling you right now, he's too accurate, and his receivers and tight ends are too talented in these one-on-one matchups. This is pitch and catch. It's backyard football for Roethlisberger.
Vince Hewitt, number 11, the will linebacker, was locked up man for man. No contest.
Nope. If you're going to leave your corners and linebackers and safeties one-on-one, you better get to the quarterback.
For the 121st time in Miami history, Jared Parsegian bangs home the extra point. Yeah, you need 2 cards to write out the name, but you won't need 2 rounds when he's picked in the NFL draft this year or next. Roethlisberger to Matt Grant. Ben already over 200 yards on the night.
If these walls could talk, they'd say use the straight line laser level. Just level, set, fire, and get everything laser straight. Laser Level, part of the Straight Line Laser Tool family.
I said, Joe, think of the family. It's comfortable. It's not too big, not too small. It's got a DVD. End of discussion.
I said, Liz, we need a man's SUV. I mean, this thing tows like a son of a gun, and it's got a Hemi. Done deal.
The all-new Durango. Big size, smooth ride, Hemi power.
And Joe completely understood.
Liz finally saw it my way. Soda?
The all-new Dodge Durango, starting under $26,600.
It's not your job.
It's not your laugh. It's not your hair.
It's not your shoes. It's not your car.
You can tell more about a person by the watch they wear than anything else. Seiko Kinetic, powered by the movement of your body.
It's your watch.
Now Mentos has 70% more, and they come in a box. Go Box!
If on one hand you have half the carbs of Bud Light, and on the other the gold medal winner of the World Beer Cup, then you have a Miller Lite in each hand. Lucky you. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
Who's rising? Who's shining? Who's next? ESPN the magazine. On newsstands now.
ESPN2's College Football Thursday, the Mid-American Conference Championship. Brought to you by the Straight Line Laser Tool family. And by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
On our way to another high-scoring MAC championship game, all even at 14. 21 minutes in on a cold night with rain and snow on the way here in Bowling Green, Ohio. Ben Roethlisberger is now thrown for 204 yards thus far. Short kickoff. Fielded at the 20 by Magner, who's still going. Oh, Magner over midfield, still in bounds. They're going to mark him out at the 39 of Miami. How do you have enough room to stay in bounds for 41 yards of a return?
You can see why that kid played basketball at Bowling Green, can't you? I tell you what, it's a nice job of blocking up front, but he breaks one tackle there. Isn't that nice? What an athlete this kid is. And the thing I like about him, you notice he's running north and south, Kirk. He's not messing around. No,
you know, you look at him, and he reminds me of a guy that's kind of a gym rat as far as football is concerned. Looks like a guy, he's a coach's son, plays a, you know, he's an effort guy, but he also has tremendous quickness. And you look back there, you see him returning kickoffs, and you know not only because of his athletic ability, but his attitude to return those kicks.
From the 39, Josh Harris back to work. He wants to go up top. He's got Sharon. Incomplete. Oh, almost pulled it in. Alfonso Hodge out of Cleveland on the cover.
That Alfonso Hodge is a good story. He's really come along because he held Darius Watts, that great receiver of Marshall, one catch, 5 yards. Alonzo Hodge, Cleveland, Ohio kid, Kirk. Watch his good position, looks back. Ooh, what a great play by Sharon, though.
Sharon holds on to that. Good adjustment. The ball is thrown to the outside, and Sharon had to actually turn his body, and he almost came back. It's tough to do that for a receiver, to adjust your body and then keep your concentration. He got his hands on it. Once he hit the ground, the ball came out.
Second down. P.J. Pope tries the inside. They get back to the original line. We'll have 3rd and 10 coming up. Now watch the championship, or the game last week to get in the championship game on this field between Bowling Green and Toledo. And watching the second half, Kirklandly, it surprised me how many shotgun snaps Bowling Green ran. They ran 36 consecutive against their rival, 36 consecutive shotgun snaps, but were able to still run the ball effectively. You can speak about the spread offense, but when you can line up in the gun that often and still get some balance, that tells you this offense is well designed, and they have to take a timeout here.
I got a great stat for you there. Okay, after this break, I'll give you a great stat on it. Huh?
I gotta wait?
Stuff?
You want
You
to
gotta wait. It's
break?
really
can't
great
wait to
stuff.
get this
One of the best of the night.
Hang on.
It's tough.
The Panasonic Pro Curve Pivot Action Shaver. The world's fastest shaver. The world's sharpest shaver blades. And a head that pivots to fit your face. The Pro Curve Pivot Action Shaver. I feel like a new man. Panasonic. Ideas for
life. Loosen them up a little bit. Hit a couple of shots down the field. And then the touchdown to Charles Sharon to tie, or put Bowling Green up 14-7. Miami responded with a tying score. And we have Bowling Green 3rd and 10 out of the timeout. Miami showing pressure. Backs off. 8 men covering. Harris tries to make it on his own. Slides at the 42-yard line. So we'll have 4th, or 32, of 3rd and a couple coming up. 4th and a couple.
You ready for that special?
I can't wait.
Watch this one. Bowling Green, Minnesota, Louisville. The only teams in America averages of 200 runs and 200 passes, and that's wonderful. And the interesting thing to me was Pat Narduzzi, the Miami defensive coach, he's got to go against Louisville in a bowl game.
That's tough.
That is tough balance, boy.
Gonna go for it here. Yep, gonna go for it, but on 4th and, well, let's call it 3, needing to get to the 29.
Again, he's a threat out of the empty set, running the football as well.
Look to throw, first one covered. This is deflected and incomplete, and Miami will take over on down. Harris may have had another receiver open, but explains to Greg Brandon why he couldn't get it there, and Miami takes over.
Miami had 4 players, a couple linebackers and a couple safeties right at the 2-yard mark. And Terry Hepner, who's been around Miami and has made some great coaching decisions there, he and his staff came up with a good idea there to crowd that line and not allow him to get downfield.
His best decision is when he went into the football coach's office in Franklin and met his wife, Jan. Remember he said that? She was working at the football office, met her, married, 3 children, 3 grandchildren, all boys. Lucky dog.
Roethlisberger fakes. Oh, this is beautiful. Incomplete. That was so well set up for the second-team All-League performer, Martin Nance, who couldn't reel it in. You saw Alfonso Hodge before on the sideline. They're working on his ankle.
Look, just watching Roethlisberger, look how poised he is in that pocket. I mean, in the tempo, the ball is perfectly thrown. Is just a little bit to the boundary, maybe put a little bit of air under it. But Mike, the thing that you have to love is this guy played as a senior in high school. He redshirted. He's played the last couple of years. It's his 3rd year. And yet he looks like a guy who's been playing quarterback his entire life because of the way that certain guys have a presence in the pocket in this conference. Pennington, Leftwich, and Roethlisberger's not far behind those 2.
38th consecutive start for Ben, who throws complete to Larkin. He's right at the first down mark. It'll depend on the spot. Sunday night, 6 Eastern, ESPN, the College Game Day Bowl selection special. Reese Davis in the chair hosting to completely break down all the BCS bowls and every other bowl game. Trev and Mark will be there as well. 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on ESPN on Sunday. Dip into our, it's technically Thursday night, so we can go Thursday night mailbag. Got to keep it in Ohio for this game. Kenny from Springfield. Is it fair that a conference as good as the MAC has 2 automatic bowl bids?
I thought we already nailed that one.
I'll say it real quick.
He may just be tuning in.
Okay, right.
First down picked up.
Fair.
Forget
fair. Life's not fair.
Not so fast, my friend?
Not so fast, my
I'll say it is unfair.
Well,
you talked about taking baby steps, trying to get this conference some recognition. If we're simply talking about the politics of the sport, or we're talking about what should be allotted to this conference, because of the way they play on the field, the way they've always played, yes, they deserve more. How can the Mountain West Conference USA, the WAC, have more opportunities in bowl games and postseason play than what's happening in the MAC?
Roethlisberger gives on first down to Cal Murray. Gets out to the 45-yard line. But by conference, when you look at the BCS standings and how they break down, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, then after that, the MAC with just as many as the Pac-10 and more than the ACC, Big East, Conference USA, and the WAC. That supplements that point. But again, remember.
Tell them about business, Mike.
The bowl system exists and succeeds because of business. You have a good game, you get people to travel.
You make a lot of money, so you give it to charity, right?
A lot of the bowl games too. So you're right. It's not funny.
I know they do, but that's not the reason. They keep a part of that money themselves.
2nd and 6. Roethlisberger's had time all night to throw. That one was just dropped by R.J. Corbin, freshman out of Indianapolis, who caught 32 balls on the year.
He's missed on 5 passes on the night, and 3 of them have been drops, and the other 2 he just barely missed throwing it to the out of bounds. That ball should have been caught there. Ball's perfectly thrown. You got to hold on to that. R.J. Corbin.
That's Shane Montgomery, the offense coordinator and the quarterback coach, is doing a nice job of spreading the ball around. We'll talk about him in a second. He's a terrific young football coach.
3rd and 6. Pressure with 4. Now they come later, and this throw is hung on to by Corbin this time.
There you go.
Love going back to the guy, and he picks up the first down in Bowling Green territory at the 47.
And that's a freshman there that one play makes a mistake. And his offensive coordinator, Shane Montgomery, gives an opportunity, and more importantly, his quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, comes right back to him.
I bet you Dr. Jerry Punch could help us with Shane Montgomery, couldn't he?
Why would that be the case?
Because he's a North Carolina State guy.
Is that why? Okay. We'll get Doc to fill us in on some of Shane's background. The guy's been given a great opportunity to be around Ben Roethlisberger and has really helped in the growth of this junior quarterback. From the 47. No pressure this time. Roethlisberger eludes the Javon Burks rush, throws on the run to Martin Nance. First down at the 30. Stuff.
I don't know if you can just sit back and watch this, because the pressure is going to get to him. I want you to watch his mechanics. The little pump fake, dips underneath, but now he's got the athletic ability, pulls away, shows you his strength, and then, oh, by the way, on the run, just a laser right to the outside shoulder there of his receiver, Martin Nance, for a first down.
I said before, I think he might be the best pure passer in college football. I got that from the National Football League scouts. He's a good-looking prospect.
Well, he's the biggest, strongest quarterback we've seen this year. 6'5", close to 250 pounds, and he's agile.
From the 29, they run it with Murray inside the 20. They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 coming from the 16-yard line. Let's go to Dr. Jerry Punch.
As you mentioned, Shane Montgomery, Miami offensive coordinator. Let's look at Shane. And yesterday it was announced he's one of 5 finalists, 1 of 5 now for the Broyles Award as the best assistant in college football. Mitch Browning of Minnesota, Terry Malone at Michigan, Tyrone Nix, a defensive coordinator at Southern Miss, and Brian Van Gorder of Georgia. And that guy right there, Shane Montgomery, the only one out of the MAC, one of 5 finalists for the Broyles Award. What an outstanding job he has done as offensive coordinator here for the Red Hawks.
That's a great list, Jerry. The guys who won that as well. Yeah, Terry Malone up the road up north at Michigan, too. Guy who was criticized during the year. That Michigan offense was great. Congratulations to Terry as well. From the 16, Cal Murray couldn't hang on. That pass is incomplete. That Broyles Award created several years ago. Listen to the guys who won it. Norm Chow last year, USC. Randy Shannon, defensive coordinator of Miami. Mark Mangino, who we'll see, now the head coach at Kansas. Ralph Friedgen, now the coach at Maryland. David Cutcliffe, now the coach at Ole Miss. Jim Herman, defensive coordinator of Michigan when they had their championship season. Mickey Andrews, defensive coordinator of Florida State.
Good
great list. Yeah.
You know, it's a stepping stone to a head football coaching job, that position, because it puts a spotlight on the guy as doing one of the best jobs in the country. Shane Montgomery is a very, very fine guy. He might be one of the youngest offensive coordinators in the country also.
Terry Malone could just cut the Ohio State-Michigan game as his clinic film for the rest of his career.
Roethlisberger eludes the rush, throws on the right, touchdown, Larkin! One in trouble and things break down. Look for your roommate.
I know the quarterback, Roethlisberger, bought some time here. But again, if you're going to leave your corners out there, guys, it really is important that you not only get pressure, but you have to disrupt the timing and get into his face and slow him down. I don't know if there are very many defensive backs in the country, and one-on-one coverage can stay with a wide receiver for 5 or 6 seconds.
Jared Parsegian on for the extra point. 21-14. Ben Roethlisberger, 17 of 23, 254 yards, 3 touchdowns. Could be adding to the memories from the MAC championship game that we'll relive when we come back. This is a championship game. This is not a bunch of just guys out there playing defense. Bowling Green gave up an average of 19 points a game, 2nd in the league, 20th in the country this year.
Call Mel Kiper over in Baltimore.
Call the NFL.
Call Mel Kiper can tell us that this guy just moves up and up and up and up every pass.
And he's one of these guys, if he does decide to come out early, when he gets to his personal workout, will put even more of an opportunity to show the NFL what he can do. This guy's big-time player.
Cole Magner returned from the 9, brought down at the 25-yard line. We mentioned the history of the Mid-American Conference Championship game. Let's take you back in history, back to 1997 when Chad Pennington and Randy Moss were hooking up in the snow in Huntington.
That's not fair.
Moss had a 3-touchdown night against a Toledo team that hung in there, but the game in Huntington got away from them in the 4th. That's not fair.
Come on.
34-14 as that team went on to win the conference championship. And Roethlisberger is putting up a Pennington-like performance thus far tonight. This is the 7th MAC championship game. And the first time these two teams have been in it. Steve Sanders the catch. He's tackled at the 31 by John Beeson. Just to clean up the numbers with Roethlisberger, guys. On that last drive, he went over 4,000 yards. Josh Harris could do it on this drive.
You know, Tim Beckman, the defensive coordinator for Bowling Green, I love to ask the coordinators how to compare quarterbacks. He said his Roethlisberger, his Pennington and Leftwich, he's right up there with him, and he coached against all of them. That is a nice compliment, isn't it?
I know, is when Chad Pennington left to Mac, he thought, you know what, he's got the mindset, the discipline, he's going to be a good NFL quarterback eventually. He's now, I think, when healthy with the Jets and he has talent around him, he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the league. And the same thing with Byron Leftwich. When he left, you knew he's going to have an opportunity. He's starting now as a rookie, and watching those two develop in the MAC and watching Roethlisberger, my gosh. I mean, he is just as impressive, if not even more impressive physically.
He doesn't have the arm of Leftwich. Remember that shotgun? And Pennington had everything else. But when the defensive coordinator study this guy and say he's as good as anybody in the country, that says a lot.
I like his attitude, too, Mike.
Pick up of 2 by Lane. Injury for Bowling Green on the offensive line. We'll check it out and come right back.
I fly a lot.
A whole lot.
I'm talking
6 a.m.
red eye.
Flight attendants even know my name.
He's in to replace him. And you see Warren got rolled as his running back Lane was brought down. So there's the junior college transfer out of California, born in Burbank, Gordon Mkhitaryan. He and Andrew Hart, 2 backups, are now on the offensive line because of injury for Bowling Green. Hart started for the injured Robert Haley at right tackle. Keeper by Harris picks up the first down on 3rd and a yard and a half. Coming inside of about 3 minutes after they reset the chains. You're just joining us. Bowling Green jumped to the early lead after a blocked punt. Miami tied the game at 7. Then Bowling Green scored early in the second, and less than 2 minutes later, for the second time in the game, Miami answered to tie it at 14. In the last drive, Roethlisberger's 3rd touchdown pass of the night put Miami up 7.
Talked about the great balance of Bowling Green this season. One of 3 teams, Division I-A, over 200 yards running and throwing. But tonight, Miami is shutting down Josh Harris from throwing the football.
Miscommunication. Charles Sharon did not react. And that pass is incomplete. We mentioned this is championship weekend in college football. Nothing on the line except somebody finishing 500 up in the dome. But Notre Dame Syracuse, very important to LSU and to USC because of strength of schedule. That starts it on ABC. Then at 4:30 Eastern, the BCS Spotlight game presented by ADT. Oregon State against Southern California. USC trying to win to get into the championship game. Then the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship. Number 13 Kansas State takes on number 1 Oklahoma. Don't forget, College Game Day starts your day 10:30 a.m. Eastern with Chris Lee and Kirk. That on ESPN. Screen pass to Lane. Would have been tripped up, but for John Glavin's nice play, the sophomore brought him down. Speaking of the aforementioned Mr. Fowler, let's see what he plans to add to the telecast at halftime. Hey, bud.
All kinds of stuff, Mike. We got 5 teams, 5 questions, including a question about Bowling Green's first opponent next year.
We'll talk whether Kansas State has any shot of beating the Oklahoma Sooners.
I'll let you know if LSU can defeat Georgia for the 2nd time this season.
We'll even talk Army-Navy and some Heisman picks all coming up at halftime, guys. We can't wait. Wherever you go, bad weather seems to follow. I'm spotting a trend here.
It is the Thursday night trip. We'll have snow before the night's done, I think. Chris mentioned Bowling Green opens next year with Oklahoma. Miami opens at Michigan. Harris eludes the would-be sack of Jones. And the pass is complete to P.J. Pope right at the first down line. So on 3rd down, it looks like they have a conversion. We'll check the spot, though. And they'll bring out the chains.
Now, what do you do if they don't make it?
You know what? They don't have it.
That's right. Let's think about it. Let's think about it. What would you do now? You got 1:55. You know one thing. If you give the ball right now to Miami,
it's 28-14.
It's 28-14. So you know me, I'm all in 8. I'm going for it. I'd punt the ball because I don't want to go in 28-14, and you cannot stop Ben Roethlisberger in a short field. Punt it, coach. That's my recommendation. Punt it. Be happy to go in 21-14.
Bowling Green has a couple of timeouts left. They used one on the last drive on offense, so they have 2 remaining.
I think you're going to see the old quarterback sneak here, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they ran on 4th and short twice out of the shotgun in the game Saturday against Toledo. Once they picked it up, once they did not. but there was no lead blocker out of the shotgun on 4th and short.
I think no matter what,
you say punt.
I say punt because 21-14 ain't too bad. And that Roethlisberger.
How about, let me just say this.
All right.
First guess. How's 21-21 sound?
It sounds even better than 28-24. I mean 28-14.
What?
I'm just saying, what if he makes it and they go down and score? It's
all right,
fine.
we'll see. Like I said.
All right.
Rob Warren was put on the cart and helped off for further medical examination.
You're playing in a championship game. If you can't get an inch,
you're not going to get it.
Harris under center.
I say nothing.
Keeping, and I don't know.
Thank you very much. Now watch, sweetheart. 28-14. We go get a sandwich. The game's over.
Right. But the game's not over.
It's almost over.
We got 5 questions coming up at halftime. 5 teams, 5 questions.
But what was Josh hesitating for?
Wait, no second game. Wait,
design play?
It was a call.
Design
play to hesitate?
No.
Well, sometimes
see
you
where
see
there's
those
an
quarterbacks
opening.
wait for the surge and then they go. But
Can I add one thing to this?
Wait,
anytime you're in a shotgun all the time, you don't practice this enough.
Yeah.
That's why it's not a good
He
play.
lost yards.
Thank you very much. Yeah. That was not a good call.
They didn't make it.
No, they lost yards.
It'd be Miami ball.
No way they could.
It's not even close.
All right, watch out, sweetheart.
Here comes number 7 now. I say that I don't mind the call. I like the fact they're going for it in a championship game.
They should have.
I know they didn't make it.
Derek Rehag and Will Stanley deserve the credit for the surge on the defensive end of it.
I think you make a good point. You got a quarterback who's used to being in the shotgun.
They don't practice that enough. I know.
Just that hesitation, and they lost the battle up front. Yeah. I know Chris Spielman always says, "Who's going to get lower? Roll up your sleeves and get down. That's who's going to win the battle."
But when you get down
to a guy in a headlock,
when you get down on first guessing, Coach Brandon, because he should have never gone for it there, in my opinion.
I watched your broadcast with him in that first game. I thought he was going to whip your tail.
Hurt me twice, Spiels.
Well, he gave you the rip technique there, the reversal.
Look out for Roethlisberger from the 46. Loading up from Martin Nance. Separation. Incomplete.
Yo, sweetheart.
Jason Morton on the coverage.
The ball just seemed to float in slow motion. They've been picking all night on these defensive backs of Bowling Green. One-on-one coverage. Look how he looks off just enough. Then he gets exactly the matchup that he wants. And how many times have we seen a Miami receiver behind a Bowling Green defender? This time, just enough. Morton gets that hand in there. You know what? That's great coverage. You could say interference, but for an official to see that, when you rip your arm right through the hands of the receiver, they'll never call that. That's a great job there.
Pressure brought off the edge, so they run to the other side with Mike Smith to the 42. Are you saying that wasn't interference?
Well, you might see by looking at slow motion, it's a replay it is, but if you're an official watching, they're actually taught that if you're making up ground, rip through the hands of the receiver because the official will never call that.
3rd and 7 coming
now for
up.
us right here, slow-mo, instant slow-mo, bring it down. I mean, he hit his hands there. That's outstanding makeup speed there, and also good job there by Morton to block that.
A quarterback said no pass interference on the play.
I'll give it to him. That's good.
He
well
just
coached.
knew it. He knew it was pass interference.
3rd down. Time at Miami.
The critics have spoken. MAC football is a must-see.
After Bowling Green's first score, this tied the game at 7. 2 minutes after the first Bowling Green score. Then to Matt Brandt, 21 yards. And then to Mike Larkin, 16 yards. 3 touchdowns on the night.
And I want to make one statement here. These are not just short passes. Ben is averaging 11 yards per attempt tonight. That's a National Football League number.
Per attempt, not per completion.
Thank you, sweetheart.
I'm sure people heard that out there.
After the timeout, 3rd and 7, they're trying to disguise. Nobody a hand on the ground up front. Roethlisberger throws. The comeback is complete to Ryan Biesing. 2 yards shy of a first down. Minute left. 4th down. Couple of timeouts remaining.
I'd call a timeout right now if I was Miami. Make sure you get the right call to go for 4th and 3. There's no reason to hurry. 53 seconds. Call timeout.
I feel like we're playing our video game when you hit the Ask Lee button.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you. Thank you very much.
There you go. I know. We're hitting the Ask Lee button.
He's calling a timeout, isn't he? That's a smart call.
Yeah. We asked Lee.
No,
we got the answer. By the way, I think this is the first broadcast.
What are you doing? What?
This is the first broadcast that I think I've had the opportunity to do a game and at the same time feel like you're kind of one of the animals in the zoo. You know, where the people turn around and watch you as you're doing. Yeah, they're right here, enjoying themselves.
Atmosphere. You see, right there. There you go.
Yeah, they're right there,
enjoying
cheering us.
Wait, figure.
Yeah, they are. Everybody's excited. But no, it's a good time. Bowling Green people are fired up. Kind of the crowd, the hostility of the crowd, been taken away here. This will be big here on 4th down to see. There he is. He's ready. You know, it is hunting season in these parts. People are excited. I got friends out there and trying to get it done and getting up at 4 in the morning to go deer hunting.
Yo.
I don't get it. You get that?
Not me.
Look at this collection tonight.
This is great
job. Our entire crew. There's Schwab directing. And Brian Carter in the producer chair tonight.
That's not Brian Carter.
No, that's not Sarge. That's not Sarge, but good to have him with us. Poor man.
Sarge will be in Orlando. Beautiful downtown Orlando in a couple of weeks.
Do you want to read the entire network bowl schedule, or are we okay?
Yeah, we're good. This is a big play here.
I know it is. That's why I want to get to it.
Get the orange back in this game. Get the crowd going.
4th and 3. Miami has 1 timeout remaining if they do pick up this first down. Roethlisberger's throw is incomplete. Biesing slipped as he tried to make the cut. Now Bowling Green will get the ball at the 38 with 42 to go.
We need to remember this sequence of plays because, Lee, you were right. When they went for it and didn't make it, it was almost an automatic assumption that it was going to be 28-14. They missed it on the long play where you had the defensive back, Morton, come back and make the play here on 4th down and 3. He just slipped. Even if he didn't slip, that would have been a very tough play to make because there was pretty good coverage there again by Bowling Green.
So the call of going 4th and 1 and not making it didn't hurt him.
Right. Right.
Didn't hurt him.
Big sequence of plays there.
Didn't hurt him.
And really, Tim Beckman and the Bowling Green defense bailed out Craig Brandon, at least up to this point.
From the 38, Harris. Running back Pope split out as a receiver to midfield. Clock stops to reset the chains. 2 timeouts left. 37 seconds to go.
When you put trips to the field, and Miami's not going to make an adjustment by playing a nickel situation and moving the 3 defensive backs out towards the field, you're going to have somebody open, and that time Josh Harris made the throw to the open man.
I think they got to take a shot for the sideline, and then they got to take a shot for the end zone.
Steve Sanders, well-designed play, pick up 6. 31 seconds left, plenty of time to go down and score.
The best football team I've seen in college do this was the University of Miami with Ken Dorsey, and they used to do the same kind of plays, Mike and Kirk. They drive a guy deep and then bring another guy underneath to the sideline and step. And Jeremy Shockey was the guy to beat Florida State on the sideline. Good calls.
5 receivers, no back. See if Miami brings pressure.
Right there, see?
Steve Sanders to the 38.
You can do that over and over against colleges because they don't want to play man for man and they're playing zone.
Well, the other thing is this offense, it's the beauty of having this style of offense. It's made for these kind of situations. You get into a hurry-up situation, this is your bread and butter. This is your wheelhouse.
The stop alone, not letting Miami score, could have given Bowling Green a little bit of momentum.
Yes.
Now if they score, they really take a bunch of momentum into the locker room. 28 seconds and 2 timeouts remaining. This is first down. A flag is down. Harris just gets out of bounds. The Bowling Green fans want the same flag in the same area that was thrown on Roethlisberger in the first quarter. But offside, so it'll be 1st and 5 at the 33-yard line.
Wouldn't it be ironic if they were to go in and score after not making the 4th and 1?
Yeah. It might happen.
I would have never dreamed it.
The way it's going right now. Don't forget, Bowling Green gets the ball back also to start the second half. So this is big here to just come away with, even if nothing else, just a field goal just to help carry the momentum into the locker room at halftime.
Swisham, their kicker, has a long of 47 yards. Whatever wind we have is behind him, and now in the form of rain, maybe mixed with a few flurries. The precipitation begins right about on schedule.
See the trips up to the top, Mike. They only have 2 defensive backs up tight. Get rid of the ball and throw it to the top.
Sharon's the receiver on the near side, and the pass is incomplete.
And if they can get a little bit closer, the win would be at the place kicker's back, which is a very good point right now.
17 seconds and 2 timeouts left, 2nd and 5.
I enjoyed meeting with Greg Brandon, the head coach in there. He told us one thing that was very interesting to us. Urban Meyer left. The players went to bat for him. Reminds me of Larry Coker. as an assistant coach moved up. That's how they got the head job.
Bottom of your screen, Charles Sharon. Darrell Hunter backs off. The pass comes to Sanders, or Sharon, I should say, who stepped out of bounds inside the 25. 13 seconds left.
Giving the quarterback, Josh Harris, a few options here. He's got trips to the field, and against a very good situation of 3-on-2 where he can throw it underneath even that bubble screen, but then back towards the boundary, he has his most gifted receiver in Charles Sharon.
You almost forget about the down now. 13 seconds left and 2 first downs. Or 2 timeouts, excuse me. And Sharon, Hunter on coverage, bottom of your screen. Harris scrambles. Out of bounds at the 25. Oh, they run the clock. And a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. The game clock in the stadium ran down to 1. They should put 5 back on. Harris can't believe that wasn't called out of bounds.
Bowling Green. No, there's second. No.
5 seconds or 1 is not going to make a drastic difference because there's 1 play left. 7 seconds would have given them a chance to run a play and then kick the field goal. But they'll try the field goal with Swisham here.
How's there 1 second?
I thought they should have a few more seconds left on the clock, but we'll see Swisham, in any case, attempt from, let's see, 42, 43. We'll check the spot. Josh Harris moved them down in good field position. He's had a quiet night, although he had the rushing touchdown in the first quarter and has been effective on the ground, leading ground gainer, 9 carries, 47 yards.
He's been a little bit streaky tonight. There have been some drives where he has been flawless, both running and throwing. Then there have been some other drives where they have been hurried off the field with a 3-and-out. So Josh Harris, I'm sure at halftime, is going to search for consistency for he and the Falcon offense.
It's about 4.7 yards per pass attempt compared to the 11 yards per attempt for Roethlisberger.
Oh, confident here, Bowling Green.
It's Crisco on the goalpost, so they can't pull him down. You slide down. 42-yard try for Swisham. Whatever wind there is at his back. Final play, first half. Out of the Magner hold, they get points out of the end of the game, end of the half situation. Worried about 28-14, Lee. It's 21-17 for Greg Brandon, the coach of Bowling Green. Championship game of the Mid-American Conference, and cold rain has begun to fall as we welcome you back to Northwest Ohio. Mike Tirico, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit. What do you think of the second half here, guys?
Well, I tell you what, that 3 points that Bowling Green got just before the half, that saved this game for them, I think. That was very important.
I think the crew back in Bristol are probably right on top of things here, as always, as far as their assessment of Ben Roethlisberger. Probably your last 30 minutes of seeing him as far as the regular season's concerned. I mean, watching him in person, comparing it to what I saw on tape, this guy is really, really good. We love Chad Pennington, loved Byron Leftwich. And again, this guy doesn't have to take a back seat to those guys. He will be off to the first round next year.
Cole Magner, kickoff return, tripped up at the 20-yard line. Special teams tackle from Joey Card, backup defensive back. A penalty marker is down as part of the return. Josh Harris getting set to come back on the field, and he'll have a long field to deal with after the holding flag. Harris with one short pass will move to the top of the Bowling Green list, this senior, in terms of a single season pass. But I remind you, as you watch the games this weekend, and all the games, as we look at the halftime stats, all the single season records that have been set this year, it's a 12-game season. And in the case of this team, 13 games. So from now on, you really need to look at the per-game average for players.
And
the bowl games.
Bowl games.
That's right. Thank you, Lee.
Look at the bowl games, which makes it even unbelievable.
How about no turnovers there in the first half, guys, on a cold night?
What a difference second time around for these two teams. Last time these teams played, it was turnovers all over the game, especially in the first half. Not only no turnovers, but Roethlisberger has thrown it 26 times. Josh Harris 21 times. Neither team has given up a sack. That's pretty good execution on both sides.
Josh Harris, who got married in this offseason, set to take over his team at the 11-yard line. Hand off to P.J. Pope, Up the middle. Nice job of retaining his balance for a first down out of the 21. And now, the KFC game track. Roethlisberger, 3 touchdown passes on the night. 53, 21, and 16 yards. Josh Harris has totaled a $143 with 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, and 1 passing. Both guys have delivered. As you look at the KFC game track.
Boy, Green, good to see them trying to establish that run early. I think they've got to be able to show this Miami defense, whether it's Harris running or running with P.J. Polk, that they have that ability to do that, and that's going to only open up their running game.
Another running play, this time Harris. The offensive lineman couldn't get over to make the block in time. Jimmy Williams trying to get over. Dr. Punch down on the sideline.
Guys, Miami head coach Terry Hebner at halftime in the locker room talked about the fact that his team had played about as dumb a first half as they played all year long. Mental mistakes, which that really grates him. Mental mistakes in the kicking game, getting a punt block, missing a field goal. He said, we took their best shot, and despite playing poorly, we're up by 4 points at halftime. Can't feel too bad, but he really lit the special teams up at halftime in the locker room.
Thank you, Terry. 2nd and 9 coming up. I like Terry Hebner. Good coach.
Man.
Yeah. Snap, dribbles back to Harris, retains the play. This is for the tight end downfield, and it's incomplete. Craig Jarrett was locked with the linebacker, John Beeson. Maybe the last time that a 251-pounder and a 222-pounder were the deepest players on the play.
I will take John Beesing every single time in that matchup. Harris lost the ball. He had the presence of mind to pick it up. But one-on-one, you look at the athletic ability of number 12, 6'3", 222 pounds, against Jarrett at 6'2", 250.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I bet you Jarrett's smarter. He's a first-team All-American, All-Academic 4.0 in biology and chemistry. So I'll take that guy when it comes to the classroom. Look at that. Woo! That's the smartest tight end in America. Wow.
We don't know that.
I bet you he's the smartest tight end in America.
Not very many 4 points probably out there. Nope. Tight end.
Bowling Green timeout. Be right back for 3rd and 9. See what Josh Harris has been spreading the ball around tonight.
Well,
a lot of short and right.
Short right, 11 of 14. Lee touched on it. A lot of that has to do with the bubble screens and the swing passes. And the fact he's right-handed probably has a lot to do with why they a lot of times try to get him to set up and get the ball out to the right to his receivers.
13 receptions to 8 different receivers. Need to get to the 31 for this drive to keep going. Great catch, Steve Sanders. First down at the 37. Terrell Jones, the first-team All-MAC linebacker, thought he had a shot at that one. Instead, it's a gain of 15.
When we met yesterday with the Bowling Green coaches, they said they wanted to attack horizontally with the option of the bubble screen, and then also try to attack behind the linebackers, yet underneath the safeties. There's a nice big area there, and this time, that's a good throw, but an amazing catch by Sanders. He showed, look at these hands. Boom, all hands there for the first down.
Did you notice number 79, Scott Mikowski, the center, snap the ball and have good protection? That guy's a National Football League prospect right in the middle.
Snap to Harris, deflected and incomplete. It was a forward pass. Will Stanley, 2nd time that the right end has gotten up and gotten in the way of one of those passes.
Will Stanley is having a great football game. I mean, not only disrupting that bubble screen, but you know, he's showing some physical presence in there in the pit, because that time, Lee, you talked about when it's a quick game, you got to cut him down, but they tried to cut him down. He just fought it off and then still had enough athletic ability to get his hand up there and knock that ball away. Then did you see him? The ball was in the air. He's looking around to try to make an interception.
Harris has set that single season school mark here in game 13. Shovel pass to Pope. Ball on the ground. Miami has it. Phil Smith, first team All-MAC defensive lineman, comes up with the game's first turnover. So that extra advantage, you've got the momentum, you've got the ball to start the half. Whittled away there.
Good call.
Will Roof helped knock it out.
Good call. He goes airborne. Anytime you go airborne as a back, Roof gets in there with a hand. I think the ball slipped out, but it was a nice play that was set up so many times. You see the option. Stanley even broke to the outside. Then he went with a shovel pass underneath. Good call. Unfortunately, Pope not able to hold on to the football.
Ben Roethlisberger, the junior, back to work. Give to Cal Murray. He gains just a couple out to the 42-yard line.
His dad, one of my favorite players of all time at Ohio State. Cal Murray Sr. was an unbelievably talented player. Played back in the early 80s with Art Schlichter at Ohio State. Was a great back. Remember one of those tearaway jerseys they used to have in college?
I was in Indiana when he played.
Yep.
He was a very, very aggressive runner, boy. Quick.
Yep.
Boom.
Went on to an NFL career in Philadelphia and Chicago. Son Cal has been plagued by injuries his first 3 years. Good senior season, over 800 yards. Roethlisberger incomplete. Matt Brandt, the tight end, was looking for a flag, felt he was deterred on the way to complete the route. But Devon Parks is back there with the pressure.
We touched on this in the first half, worth repeating. The play calling by Shane Montgomery is allowing Ben Roethlisberger time to sit in the pocket, but the offensive line, this is a defense from Bowling Green that's going to blitz you and put a lot of pressure in your face. How many times have we seen Roethlisberger chased out of the pocket? Not very often. Good job up front by the Hog Mollies for the Red Hogs.
3rd and 8. Nobody open. Roethlisberger finally finds Murray. First down at the 31-yard line. Keon Newsom on the tackle.
That shows Ben's athletic ability. Roethlisberger is rolling out to the right. Remember, the guy's 6'5", almost 250 pounds. Watch Kirk, watch the offensive line slide to the right and make the good play. But this is what I like. Quick release right to the man.
I'll tell you the other thing is outstanding chemistry between Murray and Roethlisberger, because he was designed to stay in, and then when his quarterback started to scramble, he bailed out. Good recognition and finding Murray by Roethlisberger.
Second time that's happened tonight. Happened on a lengthy pass protection play in the first half. Now Mike Smith tries it, and Smith gets a good gain on first down. Talked about Murray, the running back. Mike Smith left school in this offseason. He missed the spring and was going to transfer to Youngstown State. His mom was in poor health and farther away from the Miami campus, kind of up here in the Northeast Ohio area. Going to transfer to Youngstown. But he felt he wasn't doing the right thing. Mom, diabetic with rheumatoid arthritis, had both knees replaced. Mom knew his son was, that her son was hurting. Felt like he should be back at Miami of Ohio. Mike Smith talked to his mom. Mom's doing a lot better. Mike came back to Miami and is having a good season. Roethlisberger to the second tight end. Dan Tyler into the red zone and down to the 11. It'll be 1st and 10 as Miami continues to move it very well. 18 yards that time.
Again, this is a defense that is going to take some chances, and this time they bring as many as 7. But I think Roethlisberger felt as he just turned his back for the play action fake. You see how quick he got his head turned around? He saw that they were bringing safeties and linebackers. He knew to get that head turned around, because if he could get the throw off to Tyler, he had a big gain. That was, again, good presence and good recognition by the quarterback.
P.J. Pope hoping that fumble doesn't turn into 7. Roethlisberger once again throws to the 4-yard line, now the 3 for Tyler. So back-to-back receptions for the sophomore from Cleveland, who only caught 11 balls all season.
I know we're talking a lot about Roethlisberger, and he's a terrific quarterback. But let me tell you something. Up front, this guy, John Peterson, is doing a tremendous job as the offensive line coach. And you know why, Kirk? One of the things is he's a former Ohio State offensive lineman, and he's an extremely well-coached football team. 6 sacks in the last 6 games for the Miami offensive line. That's a well-coached offensive line.
They may run block to send him into the end zone here. Cal Murray, who can get a first down inside the 1. You know, Lee, you talked about that line. 3 seniors have close to 100 starts. 2 sophomores are rising stars here. Jacob Bell was a first-team all-conference performer. The center, Londot, and Ben Harrell, number 71, they were second-team all-leaguers.
And that, excuse me, Kirk, but that might be one of the reasons old Ben Roethlisberger decides maybe to hit the National Football League. If I lose 3 offensive linemen, remember Dave Ragone? From all
but
world.
in this case, according to John Peterson, they had some young guys who were stepping up. But they know he's probably going to leave. But you know what? The last time these teams played, the offensive line of Miami took the game over in the second half.
Here is Murray trying left side, fighting for first down and touchdown yardage. I think he's got the first. I don't think he has the touchdown. Let's check the spot.
It's tough to do.
About a foot of space in there. Carswell, the linebacker for Bowling Green, lost his helmet. He does have the first down. It's 1st and goal from less than a foot away.
Talk about a deflating experience for a defense. You think it's a goal line stand, and you're holding back, pushing back. Come on, make the tackle. Good job. He's not in the end zone. Then the official says, 1st and goal. You think, oh, man, there's Big Pete.
Boy, I'll tell you one thing. He was an offensive line coach. He's one of the best. And remember, the thing I like about him also, when he plays offensive line, you can coach it usually better.
Murray.
That's what I found.
Walks into the end zone. Touchdown. So that offensive line, which has been solid tonight, not allowing a sack. Gets it done on the ground the last 10 yards there. And Miami leads by 10. Jared Parseghian on to add the extra point. First time tonight that this game is more than a one-score game. Junior out of Sylvania, Ohio, adds the extra point. 4th touchdown for Miami, and for Cal Murray, his 11th on the ground. Now an 11-point lead. Miami turns the turnover into a touch.
Blitz, every change.
Consecutive game with a touchdown run. B.J. Lane, kickoff return across midfield, and he let the kicker, Soderquist, bring him down. But great field position for Bowling Green to start with no flags on the play.
But the form tackle there by the kicker.
Oh, there is a flag back there. I'm sorry. Back at the it's way back at the 31-yard line.
Way back. Soderquist looked like a safety there. Good form tackle.
They're Grandin furious with that one.
Oh. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
It was right in that area. Hard to detect from this side, but could have been a jersey grab on the back where you can't see it. The reaction says it all. So for the second time, and Mark made the point earlier about special teams back in the studio at halftime as we were listening. It could be a key role here in the second half, and it was right there.
They must have found something in the scouting report. That's twice they went down the left side. You know, some good ones. There must be some area there that they found in the scouting report.
First down, P.J. Pope gets it right back, and he loses 1.5 yards. Larry Burt made the play. Mid-American Conference Championship game last year, the finale for Byron Leftwich. Remember, he played many of these games on a broken leg. 32 of 42, slinging it for 404 yards, 4 touchdowns. Toledo hung in there. Hail Mary, final play of this 94-point game was incomplete. Leftwich and Marshall won the championship. Hey. Sorry, sir. Marshall didn't make it this year. It's rare, too, that Marshall's not in the title game.
I thought that was part of their regular season there for a while.
Harris dancing. Couldn't get away from the open field tackle by the first-team all-league linebacker Terrell Jones. Good sportsmanship there from those guys. This is the 7th MAC championship game. Marshall's been in 6, Toledo 4, Western Michigan 2, and this is the first time Bowling Green and Miami have been in this championship game.
It's the first time 2 teams from the same state have played in a conference title game. I think forever. Forever. Isn't that, that's a blue liner.
What year did Marshall come into the MAC? 97? Have they made it?
7. 6 or 7.
Put Falik on there.
I'll get that for you before we step out here. 3rd and 2. Harris tries a deep shot for Cornelius McGrady. Blanketed by Darrell Hunter. Blanketed too closely. Flag comes in. Pass interference. Take a look at it.
What do you think here, Lee? A little bit of a gray area. The hand right there?
I think the hand, Kirk. I think the hand reached out. And you know what the problem was? It was right in front of the official. I mean, he couldn't miss that one. That right hand slowed it down.
Miami fans are saying the ball isn't catchable.
The reason it isn't catchable because the guy was holding him back.
Answer your question. Marshall joined the MAC in 1954.
Seems tough.
1954. What are you looking at me for? You asked the question, I answered it for you.
They went from one double-A?
They were in this conference 1954 to 1968.
Okay, then when did they come back?
97. Wagner gets hit by Biesing. What a play by John Biesing, the sophomore who got Cole Magner on that play that Miami used, Bowling Green used so well last week against Toledo.
Well, that Pat Narduzzi's doing a good job of adjustment. It's at halftime. He's got his linebackers coming up and playing that Kirk. The one thing about Pat Narduzzi, he's one of that Youngstown group, like the Stoops brothers. You know that?
Yep.
They're all from that area, good defensive coaches. His dad, Bill, coached at Youngstown State. He's got a nice career and a nice future.
He's got a nice group of linebackers here. Biesing and Nande on the outside, Terrell Jones in the middle, all making big plays tonight.
2nd and 11. Harris jumps to throw. Nice pass and completion to Steve Sanders. Sophomore from Cleveland moves the chains with 6.5 left. A very important drive for Bowling Green, down 11.
Bowling Green needs to get some momentum back in this game and take advantage of, playing at home. And that first down right there maybe gets Josh Harris going. They're moving him around quite a bit because Miami and their scheme, I think they've disrupted the rhythm of Josh Harris and what Bowling Green's trying to accomplish.
You know, you talk about momentum and juice and enthusiasm. Playing on a short week. They played Saturday on this field against Toledo, a must-win to get to this game. Fumble again. Harris didn't know it was on the ground. He didn't react quickly to it. Miami's got it. So for the second time in as many second-half possessions, Roethlisberger gets it back after a fumble. Missed the exchange with P.J. Pope and Josh Harris.
Well, you missed the exchange, but as a quarterback, you have to have your eyes back after you feel that it just didn't feel comfortable. You didn't have that good mesh. Josh Harris' eyes he immediately has to go back and see the football just lying there. By the time he reacted, the Miami Redhawks were all over the football. Watch his eyes. Get back to the football. I don't know what he's hesitating and waiting for before coming back and trying to recover that ball.
So John Biesing with the recovery. In the first game, almost half of the Miami 33 points, 17, came off turnovers. Roethlisberger fakes it short, fakes it long, now comes down the seam. It's caught at the 15 by R.J. Corbin, the freshman. And that's what comes back to what you guys said. You need time to draw plays like that and make them work. And they are right now.
The offensive line doing a good job, but it's an attacking and it's an aggressive mentality from the Redhawks. Get the ball back after a big turnover, a couple pump fakes right, come back to the pump fake left. The safety has left his area. And again, I'll tell you, the freshman R.J. Corbin has definitely come back and made amends for that one drop ball he had in the second quarter.
The key to this football team, I can tell you in 5 minutes, is that offensive line is very, very well coached and athletic.
Roethlisberger on the give. Murray, or rather, Mike Smith had a stop, and that turf didn't allow him to make a sharp cut, but he got down to the 14. Matt Leininger in on the tackle.
I think everything kind of ties in for this offense. The quarterback gets all the recognition, yet the offensive line is physical, they're tough, they're athletic. The receivers make good plays, the backs run hard, but I think it all ties in because of the play calling. This is an offense that's going to throw the ball to set up the run, and you have to respect their ability to run the football, because if you worry too much about Roethlisberger, that's when they hurt you and gouge you with a big run play. This is a nice system.
I can see where number 74, Jacob Bell, is all Mac. That's a good one.
High school.
Right. Huh?
High school? St. Ignatius.
Really good-looking football player.
From the 13. Wide open run. Smith keeps his balance into the end zone. Touchdown.
Watch number 54, the left guard. Frank Smith comes up to the second level, Kirk, and knocks a linebacker off. That is an extremely athletic play by the captain of the football team, a former line walk-on named Frank Smith, the left guard. Great block.
Rushing touchdown number 15 on the season for Mike Smith, unrelated to Frank. And Parsees adds the extra point. 2 turnovers turn into 2 touchdowns. 35-17. Ben Roethlisberger's parents sitting there with Doc Punch. Had a good view. We'll visit with them after this. Ben Roethlisberger has thrown for 3 touchdowns, 327 yards. But 2 Bowling Green turnovers while moving the ball have changed things here in the second half. Cole Magner on the run, has some room. He got brought down to 36. No flag there. Jerry Punch.
Guys standing by with a couple of proud parents, Ben and Ken and Brenda Roethlisberger from nearby Findlay, Ohio. And let me ask Mom, your boy's having a great night tonight as always, but of all the things he's accomplished at his time at Miami of Ohio, what are you most proud of?
How he treats other people. He's learned to be a leader, I think, down there. He's had good coaches and good friends around, so he's a great guy.
Certainly has tremendous character. The coaches are very proud of that. Now, Dad, a lot of people have already made up their minds as to what your son should do next year. What are your thoughts?
Well, like he's always said, he wants to focus on this year, and that's like this game tonight and then the bowl game. I know that's his focus, so that's what he's concentrating on.
Harris first down toss complete to B.J. Lane out at the 44. Go ahead, Doc.
Hey, Dad, how much input? I know family is very important to him, and you and Mom have done a lot for him, and he consults you. How much input will you guys have on whether he stays for the final year at Miami or turns to the NFL?
Well, it's kind of funny. I think he talks to the media probably more than he gets a chance to talk to us. So we'll talk, and like I said, influence of the teammates and the coaches, and just all those things will help make him. He's just having a good year, though. He's having fun, and so is everybody else. That's what's important.
Mike, over 1,000 people from Findlay, Ohio, including a couple of very proud parents watching this young man perform here tonight.
No, that's great. Not too far away.
Just 2 exits south on 75, right?
Harris runs it up the middle across midfield as the first down up at the 47-yard line. Is the Ohio State Bureau of Tourism in your pocket tonight? This is out of control.
What are you talking
Lee, this has been impossible dealing with Mr. Ohio over here.
No, you're
every high school, every
he's killing
2
it.
exits away.
We haven't gotten the Centerville outfit there yet.
Yeah, you did. One of those kids was a player from Centerville.
Centerville? Are they?
Yeah, you said one of them was a player.
Ben's dad, Ken, he had quarterback offers in his day at Ohio State and Michigan. Ended up going to Georgia Tech, blew out his knee, and had to play baseball. A good athlete in his own right. As Harris throws to Magner, pushed out of bounds at the 38. Ben's dad, a great athlete in his own right during his days. Now he has to wear gloves when he plays catch with his son because his son is such a strong arm. We got 2 exits for me, I-75?
Yeah, I think we could actually maybe just move it up just a little bit. No, it's about 2 exits south here on 75.
Where's Columbus, according to that?
Columbus is, well, you just missed it. You just missed it.
It's the center of the state. Everybody knows where Columbus is. Everybody knows.
In the center there.
2nd and 4 for Bowling Green. Desperately trying to get on the board. No offside flag. Charles Sharon has blockers. He's got some space. Charles Sharon to the 8. So in need of a big play, the sophomore from Florida gets him for 30. Turner Nunde saved a touchdown.
We've talked a lot about how Miami's executing and all the great things that Roethlisberger is doing. I think the execution here by Bowling Green, setting this up, rolling to the right, coming back to the ex-receiver, Charles Sharon. Once he gets in the open field, he makes some big plays. He almost took that all the way into the end zone.
Jimmy Williams with 16 starts, the left tackle, former defensive lineman, was the first guy out there. Nice blocking by the left tackle, Jimmy Williams.
They've moved it this quarter. Now they need to score in the red zone. With the block from Lane, Harris flag in as he goes out of bounds at the 2. In 3 drives, they have 103 yards in this quarter, so they're moving the ball well. Flags on kickoff returns, turnovers, and penalties.
And a hold.
This is a microcosm of the first game between these teams.
And we made a point when we came back to start the second half that how well both teams were executing, how you didn't have any sacks, you didn't have any turnovers, penalties were down, and from that point on, one team has continued that trend in Miami.
Offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
And BG, all the yards, Mike, yet the 2 turnovers. If they want to get back into this football game, they have to punch it in right here and come away with a touchdown.
Flag came in as Lane went out for the block. Remember, 2 non-starters on the offensive front. Andrew Hardy, you see there, who played a lot, but Robert Haley, the senior starting right tackle's out. Rob Warren injured in the first half. Varden Mkhitaryan is in the lineup as well. It's first and goal from the 18 after the flag. B.J. Lane. Now it's second and goal from the 25. All-conference defensive end, Phil Smith out of Shaker Heights, Ohio. There you see those drives and talk about starting to build, averaging 6 for 26, all right, but 5 for 34, good drive. 5 for 62, good drive. Problem is, can't convert. A couple of fumbles.
That first drive, of course, was the last drive of the first half to come up with the big field goal. And now, because of that penalty, instead of being inside the 10, almost inside the 5-yard line, now they're clear back to the 25.
Counts a trip to the red zone when you come in, then come back out. Harris on play action. Down the middle. Incomplete. Almost had a quick shot with Cole Magner, but it was deflected by Nande.
That Nande is an all-MAC second-teamer, but I tell you what, he's a good athlete at 6'1", 215. Watch his athletic ability there. Kirk and Mike, isn't he the young kid from where?
Yeah, in Nigeria, son of an educator. The mom and dad came here. Turner and his son, and his brother, excuse me, who's also on this Miami team, were both born here in the U.S.
Right.
Mom and the daughter, his sister, returned to Nigeria in '85 and stay there, and now the dad, an educator, is here helping raise both sons, including their football careers. 3rd and goal. Harris has to run now. Has it in field goal range. A field goal here would make it a 15-point game with 2:45 to go in the 3rd.
I think it's imperative here that
he just asked field goal, go for it on the headphones.
Yeah, you just have to kick the field goal, make it a 2-possession game.
You got to get some points just for momentum. Now, the point is he's got to make this one, though.
Yeah.
Mike, how'd you like the way I led you into that non-day?
It was very nicely.
Thank you very much.
We've been doing this now since August, so if we can't get it right in December.
I knew you had some good
check out
on him.
He just kind of said, and where's he from? I'll just hand it to you. Partner, I have no shot.
Junior Sean Swisham missed from this hash earlier, 29-yard kick. Bangs it through. 35-20.
That's good.
Now the defense of Bowling Green's going to have to try to stop Roethlisberger in Miami.
Looking for a particular team?
Yeah. This way here in the Midwest. Ball blows off the tee as the wind picks up.
The field is actually held up much better than I anticipated. Doc gave a good report there, talked about the adjustments that they made, because this field last week, it's about as bad as you could ever ask for.
Now the wind has picked up enough. Going to have somebody come down and hold it. Talk about great football in the MAC, and not just this year. It's been over 5 decades. Miami of Ohio, known as the cradle of coaches. So many great names in the history of coaching in college football. the pedigree of championships here at Bowling Green. These two schools have won more MAC championships than anyone else, but none in the last decade. Onside kick attempt is recovered by Bowling Green. Swisham, the kicker, got it all started with a good onside effort, and Tim Arnold came away with the football.
You know the thing I like about that? I think that might be the first onside kick I've ever seen with a guy holding the ball.
Absolutely, Lee.
They never do it when they hold it because everybody says, what? You know what? That might be, I promise you, I can't remember that ever being done. That was a great call by Brendan.
And just watch how it sneaks through the arms. Arnold just waiting there, and he dives on the football.
Well, they needed to catch a break.
Look at him.
Needed a break.
You know who called that play? The head coach.
From the 47-yard line. Let's see if they can take advantage now. A little surge of momentum. Josh Harris. Pope hung on to it at the 47. Well, a reminder, Sunday night, 6 Eastern, ESPN, the College Game Day Bowl Selection Special. Trevin Mark will be there with Reese Davis for a complete breakdown of all the BCS Bowls and 11 exclusive bowl game announcements involving BCS conference teams. Yeah, a lot of people don't know where they're going. We're going to the MasterCard Alamo Bowl. We don't know if Minnesota or Michigan State's going to be there.
Right.
A lot depends on who the at-large teams are in the BCS. So once that's decided, then you get all the other bowls. 11 exclusive announcements, 6 Eastern Sunday here on ESPN. Cole Magnet, first down to the 37-yard line.
I definitely think this Bowling Green team, the way they look tonight, they're going to the Motor City Bowl.
Yeah, they'll go.
I mean, they got to go because this is a good-looking football team. Win or lose tonight, they'll draw people up there, too.
You got to like the way this team has shown a lot of fight. It looked like 35-17 midway through the third that the game was slipping from their fingertips, but they have fought back, got the field goal, recovered the onside kick. Right now, with Josh Harris and the style of offense that they run, they could move this ball down inside the red zone anytime they want because of the style of defense that Miami plays. That play he's thrown these last 2 times, it's there every snap.
There goes P.J. Pope galloping forward for a first down at the 20. You know what? This is a fun game.
Oh, it's a great game.
This is fun football, good quality. The offenses have played well. Injured Miami player. Down back at the 38-yard line, and it's the reserve left tackle, Larry Burke.
You talk about a good-looking football game. How about when Louisville plays these guys, Miami, in that GMAC Bowl game? I'm telling you, that's what I would pay to see. That's a good-looking football matchup, boy.
Well, they'll look at Burke, looks to be in some pain, and we'll step in for Pope. Intercepted. Matt Pusateri waiting for that ball. He wasn't fooled by the misdirection. And for the 3rd time in the 3rd quarter, Bowling Green has turned it over.
When you see a quarterback roll to one side, watch his head just down. His head's down. He's trying to sell it. He knows where he's going. This is one of those plays where you hope the safety buys into it. He's just throwing that to a spot. He didn't even look downfield to see Pusateri. He simply threw to a spot hoping that the safety would buy that he was rolling off to the left-hand side.
Do you ever have a chance to look back as a quarterback in that play?
He should. He should have been able to recognize, at least look downfield. But in that case, it's everything or it's going to be an interception. In that case, Miami just sat back. Pusateri, I think, saw it. That's good scouting by Miami to recognize that that play's coming. And also down in that red zone, they have a tendency to go to that play.
Now Murray snaps off 8 first down yards as we head inside of a minute. 3rd quarter.
You also got to give the credit to Joe Paulsick, the defensive backfield coach, because he had his man Pusateri in perfect position to take that play.
That's great scouting, but I think the quarterback's eyes, usually that's an indicator of what he was trying to do. He had his head down, almost like a real, like you've seen a quarterback after a play-action fake where you're really trying to sell something. Didn't even take the time to look back and see that safety, and he was just hoping the secondary would buy that he was going one way, and obviously they were not.
The senior Cal Murray, first down and more. Oh, delivers the blow to Jelani Jordan, the corner, at the 45-yard line. Miami goes over 100 rushing yards, and Well over 400 yards on the night.
Now we've talked about this a lot, but if you have to play Miami, you said Louisville.
Right.
Louisville, if you're scouting them, Louisville, get ready because it's not only about this passing game. You better be ready. Hit the weights before you match up with the Red Hawks because they're going to get physical with you too.
First down, Roethlisberger. Got his man in the backfield. It's Murray. He's still going. Touchdown.
Passes.
Fourth touchdown pass of the night. A 55-yarder. And the Roethlisbergers see their son throw his 80th touchdown pass of his college career. 41-20. Jared Parsegian on to add the extra point. Well, they lost in Iowa back on August 30th. Have not lost since. They won at Northwestern, at Colorado State, and on through an undefeated season here in the MAC. Here in this third quarter, all three Bowling Green turnovers have turned into 21 Miami points.
They're going to move the receiver to the inside there. Anytime Ryan Robinson cuts to the inside. Now, one-on-one, you're going to see there the safety came over late, but in reality, it was the linebacker, Mitch Hewitt, that was trying to stay with the running back. We've talked on and on about Miami's coaches. Shane Montgomery, the quarterback coach, offense coordinator, was another well-designed play by the Red Hawks where they got the one-on-one matchup that they wanted, and this Bowling Green defense cannot stay with the skill of the Red Hawks in one-on-one situations with a quarterback like Ben Roethlisberger.
And a play like that takes a little time. Again, I'm going to bring it up. The key to this football team is their offensive line play. They have not had a sack. They've had 6 sacks in the last 6 games and none tonight, Mike.
None tonight.
None tonight. I mean, that is a tremendous offensive line for pass protection. Frank Smith. Right there's a former walk-on and a captain. 6'3", 302 pounds from Cedarburg, Wisconsin. Good-looking player.
13 touchdowns lead passing in the last 3 games with only 1 interception. Jay Lane's kickoff return comes out to 27. He's brought down there by Dante Wright.
Just to make an example of your point, Lee, it's the play before the touchdown. Look at the line blocking, the tight end, the tackle, the guards. They wall off the Bowling Green defense and show how physical they can be. And because of that, it gets Bowling Green much more passive defensively. And the next play was the wheel route and the touchdown to Cal Murray out of the backfield.
None of those Bowling Green front 4 defenders were on their feet.
No.
Everybody's on their back.
No, they're on their back and pushed back 15 yards.
326, 302, 303.
But they're physical and they're athletic. These guys can move.
Back for Harris and the Bowling Green offense. He slips on this turf, gets back to the original line, and the third quarter has come to an end.
I'd probably have to make the statement the Miami of Ohio offensive line is by far the best college offensive line in the state of Ohio.
Oh, that's
not even close. Not even close. They could be playing in Columbus as a group.
Third quarter story right here. 3 turnovers, 2 by Pope, 1 interception thrown by Harris. The result, 3 Miami touchdowns. Opportunity slipping away.
The nation's #1 football program sets up a climactic weekend.
Strange things happen on Championship Saturday.
ESPN College Game Day previews the Big 12 Championship and what might happen if the Sooners stumble.
Uh-oh, we got ourselves another major league controversy.
Can USC and LSU solidify their title claims?
Always expect the unexpected.
Plus, handicapping the Heisman race and the first annual College Game Day Awards. College Game Day, built by the Home Depot, Saturday at 10:30 on ESPN.
Over 1 million understand its strength. It can improve your energy, your shape. This is Bowflex Power Rod technology, and it can only be found on genuine Bowflex equipment, like the new Bowflex Extreme. Now you can get the results you want. the exercises you need, all at an affordable price. You've never seen this Bowflex before. Call 1-800-789-6700 now and get a free video or DVD and check out the new Bowflex Extreme. You can have a high-performance body. Just look for real Bowflex Power Rod technology, proven effective at burning fat and building muscle. Now you can own the new Extreme for no money down and only $19 a month. The Bowflex Extreme is not available in stores. You know you're ready. Let Bowflex help you get there. Call now for a free video or DVD today, because your results matter.
The man next to me, Mr. Corso, has something to say about the fourth quarter.
You see those guys leaving there? They must know this stat. Miami in the last 4 years is 35-3 when leading into the fourth quarter. Yo!
What's their record when they're up by 22 heading into the fourth?
Josh Harris run out to the 30. That was a 2nd and 10 play. We'll have third down coming up.
Can you break it down to that level?
All I can give you this is they're 11-0 this year when leading into the fourth quarter.
I think it's pretty good. Up 22 in the fourth, they're sitting pretty good. He has done an incredible job this year. And you look at their roster, you look, even if they lose the quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, this is still a team that you're going to have to get ready to pay attention to for a long time with Terry Hepner as the head coach.
3rd and 8 for Harris and the Falcons. Deflected, incomplete. Steve Sanders tried to haul it in, but could not. And they're going to have to punch it away. Matt Pusateri, interception on the last play. Had the coverage there. The last drive, excuse me, had the coverage there. Hepner took over when Randy Walker, the Northwestern head coach, now left here. He's here 90-98.
You know, he's just recently named the 2003 MAC Coach of the Year. Yep. You can see why. Just recently, yesterday, I think.
Gosh, I hope so. At 11-1 and 11 in a row. And one spot behind Miami of Florida in the BCS standings. Isn't that amazing? Kicked out of bounds. Miami ball right around midfield.
It's worth putting that graphic up just to see Miami of Ohio and Miami of Florida on the same graphic. This isn't college basketball, so what was the last season you could put Miami of Ohio and Miami of Florida on the same graphic, and Miami of Ohio right there.
Yep. Just a spot away from them.
You know, you guys are talking about that BCS and all that stuff in Miami. Mark my words, in the next BCS contract, there'll be a 5th bowl.
Sure.
And the 5th bowl is going to have, listen to this, mark it down, the highest ranking non-BCS school will be one of the teams, and the highest ranked BCS school that's not going to the BCS will play together in a bowl game. Mark that down. That's going to be the 5th bowl.
Those are your BCS standings presented by Allstate. Roethlisberger, play pass. Looking for more. Ryan Robinson came back and caught it. At the 10, pushed out at the 7-yard line. Send Roethlisberger over 400 yards here on the night.
Let me follow up on that point, because it's very important. This is going to happen. We just talked about it. Miami this year, for instance, would play...
This Miami.
Not
the down south Canes.
Miami, Ohio would play maybe a Tennessee or a Georgia or one of those football teams, the highest ranked non-BCS school in a bowl, the 5th bowl. And that gets the teams like Miami into the BCS, into the 5th bowl. Gives them a chance. That's going to happen.
The other thing you look forward to happening is to see them seed the teams in the next BCS contract.
Mike Smith to the end zone. Touchdown. 48-20.
Is there a mercy rule in the MAC championship?
Let me tell you, get your ticket in Mobile, Alabama if you're right down there now, because
I'll tell you right now, Louisville cannot stay with Miami Redhawks.
Louisville will stay with them in a bowl game.
All right. No.
Really?
Now watch it. Louisville will stay with
Louisville play TCU and Stephon LaFour.
There aren't many teams that can stay with this Miami
team. I know, but
team.
Louisville in the last 2 weeks, I think, scored like 100 points.
They look good. Good stuff. Love the tailback.
And that game's on ESPN, isn't it?
Yeah, who's doing that game? That's a 5-hour window.
It's right here on ESPN2, December 18th.
Put me down for Miami of Ohio in that game.
It's 2 weeks from tonight. Extra point is added, 49-20. Well, Ben Roethlisberger's numbers 426 yards, a MAC championship game record, and 4 touchdown passes as well. They've been on the ground the last couple. This one hauled in by Mike Smith.
Introducing the first SUV with a power sliding rear roof.
Whoa.
The new GMC Envoy XUV. Professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
Starting tomorrow at Zales, we're having a diamond sale, where you can save up to 50% off. Plus, take up to an extra $500 off on diamonds store-wide. That's up to an extra $500 off, even on sale prices. This Friday through Sunday only. At Zales, the diamond store.
The Panasonic ProCurve Pivot Action Shaver. The world's fastest shaver. The world's sharpest shaver blades. And a head that pivots to fit your face. The ProCurve Pivot Action Shaver. I feel like a new man. Panasonic. Ideas for life.
College Football Thursday here on ESPN2. The Mid-American Conference Championship game, 49-20, Miami of Ohio. 21-17 at the break. They have outscored Bowling Green 28-3 here in the second half. Cole Magner out to the 39-yard line. Time now for the KFC game track. Roethlisberger 6 times in his career, 4 touchdown tosses in the game, 80 in his 3 years at Miami of Ohio. Bowling Green has turned it over 3 times, all leading to Miami of Ohio touchdowns here in the second half. 21-17 at the break, 49-20 now. First down run for P.J. Pope. Took it out across the 40-yard line. Kirk, can I come back to what you said before break?
Yeah.
That this Miami can play with a lot of teams nationally.
Yep.
Where they are in the BCS standings, 11 there. Could they play with the teams around them? Could they play with Miami of Florida?
One game.
No, exactly. I mean,
That's what I mean.
We're not talking about a series. We're talking about one game. One game on a neutral site. The team that I'm watching tonight, the team we've seen all year with a special quarterback, you never know what they could do.
I don't mean to single out the Canes, Tennessee, the team's right around there.
Without a doubt.
P.J. Pope on the catch. Takes it across midfield. Now you say one game.
I say one game. But I don't think they can play them either because I don't think their defense is good as some of those football teams we're talking about. Their offense is as good as anybody, but I promise you, all those defenses ahead of them are much better.
You go down the list there, and that's what's made. That's really Oklahoma, USC, LSU, Michigan, Ohio State, Texas, Georgia, Florida State. Those teams in the top 8 or 9. The reason they're there is exceptional defense.
That's right.
I mean, that's the common theme every year. We all debate who deserves to be where. At the end of the year, look at the teams that play great defense. Those are the teams that are usually at the top of the board.
P.J. Pope active here in the half. To the 43. That's a great reminder for early next season because we fall in love. He got the receiver back, they got the quarterback back, they got the stat guys back. When you have defensive people back, and when you look at Hepner's defense, he has 2 senior starters at the defensive end spot, 1 senior linebacker, and that's it. So they'll bring some good defensive people back next year.
You know, talking about the coach Hebner, I asked him who his mentor was, and he said Red fought Franklin College. He played for him and coached for him. I'll go into it in a second because I think this is a great story.
There's the defensive improvement this year. That 18 is best in the conference, top 20 in the nation. These are just long handoffs here. Pope's out of bounds.
Harris.
A reminder tomorrow night over on ESPN. It starts with the Kia NBA shoot-around from Times Square with Kevin Frazier and company at 7:30 Eastern. And we'll be in high definition in Orlando tomorrow night for the Spurs, the defending champs who are struggling, against the Magic looking for win 2 on the year. And the Timberwolves in Sacramento. Kings have been great. I think still unbeaten at home. It's an NBA doubleheader tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern, on your home for the NBA, ESPN.
Who's the best team out there in the NBA, Mike?
Lakers. Not even close.
Not even close?
Not even. Sacks
Despite
good.
the distractions, they just keep taking names.
Hey, they're 3-0 against San Antonio already this year. Harris keeps. Got a block from Cornelius McGrady. Shows some of his individual ability and takes it out of bounds right about the 30-yard line. It's the Lakers' game to lose now.
Is it with Gary Payton coming in, Karl Malone, or also Shaq in better shape and healthy?
All of that. And you've got Devin George, who's playing as well as he's ever played in that fifth Beatle role. He's playing great. Their bench is better than it was last year.
How's Kobe?
Their defense. He's played okay so far. With all the off-the-court stuff, people forget he's rehabbing from shoulder and knee surgery. Probably not going to be 100% physically until Christmas time.
Weight down compared to last season?
Weight down. It's a little quicker defensively.
Yeah, it looks a little different.
1st and 10 from the 31. They were wise to the desire to come back to Sharon. And John Glavin comes up with the game's first sack.
As you guys know, been with me all year. I like to ask the coach, like Terry Hebner, who was the mentor? Who was your #1 guy? Red Falk was the head football coach at Franklin College in Indiana. He played for him and coached for him, and it reminds me a lot. You guys don't understand it, but you can get a relationship like a man like that, like no one else, like I do with Tom Nugent, who was my coach, and he's a godfather of my son. I played for him. There's a relationship like a second father.
Harris's pass is incomplete. No lead.
I think there's a message there, because I think sometimes coaches get caught up in just being a coach, but you're right. They also can have a big impression on those players.
Miami's known as the cradle of coaches because Paul Brown played there. Weep Eubank played there. Woody Hayes was the head coach, 1949 to 50. Playing for him there, Bo Schembechler, who was the head coach 63 to 68. We talked about Ara Parseghian before. Player, assistant coach, and head coach. Some of the great names in coaching history have come through Oxford, Ohio, in the southwest portion of the state. Miami of Ohio, known as the cradle of coaches. 3rd and 18 from the 40 for Bowling Green. Magner inbounds. The 4th and about 7 coming up.
This is my favorite part of the show. Paul Brown, I think, was the greatest coach in the history of football. Why? He won the state championship at Massillon. He won the Ohio State won a national title. He take Great Lakes, made him a football team. He got Cincinnati Bengals. He started the Browns. He started the best football coach ever. Red Blake, the greatest Army teams ever. Sid Gilman, who is, no question, the father of the West Coast offense. And Jim Tressel, who won a national championship at Ohio State. That's just some of those guys who were here.
It's an honor for Jim Tressel. You're putting him up there with some serious names.
Why not, sweetheart? He won 4 national titles at Youngstown and 1 at the Buckeyes.
4th and 6 on the deflection. His pass incomplete. And Miami will take over on downs. Phil Smith, big on that drive, deflected the 4th down pass away.
Multifunctional, adaptable, retractable. It's the sport utility with more utility. The new GMC Envoy XUV. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to. GMC Professional Grade Engineering.
ESPN College Basketball, Providence, Illinois, and Texas, Arizona. The Jimmy V Classic, Tuesday at 7 and 9:30 on ESPN.
When you leave here, you'll be lean, mean, computer-buying machines. I'll give you the skills, the smarts, and the courage.
I do not have to settle for what's on the shelf. Your PC jargon has no effect on me.
It won't be easy. Drop down and give me 50. But you'll be able to buy a computer without getting ripped off and sit home crying to your mama.
Want an easier way to buy a PC? Don't go there. Go Dell. Forget all the mega this and giga that. Just tell Dell what you want to do with your PC in plain English. They'll build one that fits your life and your budget Like this Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor. It's just $499 after mail-in rebate. Plus, get free shipping and a free memory upgrade. Notebooks start at just $599.
Why don't you just quit?
I still don't know how to format a hard drive. Your perfect PC, easy as Dell.
Dell PCs use Intel Pentium 4 processors.
ESPN2's College Football Thursday, the Mid-American Conference Championship, presented by Marathon, an American company serving America, and in part by GMC. We are professional grade.
Light precipitation still falling, temperature around freezing. Ron Harper. Motor City Bowl ticket applications. The Bowling Green fans trying to get their hands on those, hoping that they are headed to downtown Detroit, Ford Field, on the day after Christmas. Cal Murray's short run starts us here on first down as we steamroll inside of 11 minutes here in the fourth.
No excuses for Bowling Green. They talked about payback. They talked about we're going to get them now in our backyard.
Revenge.
You know, revenge. Talked about this is the championship. We had to win 3 straight to get a chance to at Miami again. And let's show them what we can do. We're a better team than the way we played last time around. They hung in there in the first half, and then the better team won the football game in the second half.
If they played 10 times, Miami would win 10.
Yep.
This Bowling Green's a good. This Bowling Green team is a good team. Their only loss other than to Miami at Ohio State by 7. Cal Murray across the 30 to the 32. And here's Dr. Jerry Punch.
Doc, guys, much of Terry Hepner's coaching philosophy comes from the fact that he is a huge fan of the military and military discipline. He talks about, he reads the books about discipline and leadership, and most importantly, the Marine Corps. Now, before his team left school last summer, he gave them each a dog tag that said win on it. Win meant what's important now. All summer long when you're running and lifting, think about what's important now for your team. What would happen next year if we could win all the ball games and go to a bowl game? And when they got back to campus, the bottom dog tag was available. That's tip of the spear. That's giving above and beyond the call of duty. Guys like on the scout team who give above and beyond, like in a battle plan or in the military, get the tip of the spear dog tag. All these players wear these dog tags underneath their uniforms, and they have them all year long, guys. It's all about unity, camaraderie, and chemistry for Terry Hepner and the Miami Redhawks.
Murray a yard short of the first down. Jerry, we see the tip of the spear and the other dog tag. Like Doc, who's a big war buff, Terry Hepner is a war buff as well, devours books on war and leadership. In July, he had a chance to go down to Quantico, the Marines, and see the future training. It's a very interesting program. The Marines have tried to put leaders who are around young women and men, like coaches on campuses and other leaders on campus, bring them down to Quantico to see what the Marine experience is about, to explain to them so they can relate firsthand to some of these young men if that's something that interests them down the line. Because if you're involved in athletics, you are already in some sort of a leadership role beyond others on campus. Blocked the punt earlier. Wofsig gets that one away. Sharon from the 27. Nice moves. Oh, great open field tackle at the 37-yard line. That's Matt Pusateri. He's the safety. He's the top tackler on this team. 35 on the kick, 9 on the return. Watch the great tackle as we go to break.
It's man versus the laws of physics. The PBA Tour. The march to the PBA World Championship continues every Sunday afternoon. The PBA Cambridge Credit Classic, Sunday at 1 p.m. on ESPN.
Wait, whoa! Guys, it's Christmas.
NBA on ABC, Christmas doubleheader. Mavericks, Kings, Rockets, Lakers.
This beer has half the carbs of Bud Light. This beer is the gold medal winner of the World Beer Cup. Amazingly, they're the same beer. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
Introducing the first SUV with a power sliding rear roof.
Whoa.
The new GMC Envoy XUV. Professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
It's not your job.
It's not your laugh. It's not your hair.
It's not your shoes. It's not your car.
You can tell more about a person by the watch they wear than anything else. Seiko Kinetic, powered by the movement of your body.
It's your watch.
Back here on the Bowling Green campus, have enjoyed our visit down here. 49-20. A 29-point lead. Bowling Green will await word and hope that they are invited as we anticipate to the Motor City Bowl. Harris escapes one would-be sack. That's off the hands of Steve Sanders and incomplete. We'll find out the matchups and all the good stuff on the College Game Day Bowl Selection Special at 6 Eastern with Reese Davis, Trev, and Mark as well. Complete breakdown of all the bowl games. 11 exclusive bowl game announcements involving BCS conference teams.
And Kirk and I and Chris will discuss that on College Game Day, 10:30 on Saturday.
Wow! Double secret slide in the back door promotion there.
Little sneaker.
It's the first time you use that one.
College Game Day built by the Home Depot, by the way.
Thank you very much. You didn't mention it. I thought I better.
The 37. Option BJ Lane. Took it out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. How do you guys see the BCS shaking down? Because you have games this weekend that will impact it, and then decisions on who will be the at-large teams.
Well, it's about that time. We got Michigan, Texas right here in the Rose Bowl.
Right.
And then I think he's been. You got to understand, he's been saying that for 8 weeks. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I think that Florida State's win over Florida. I think the Rose Bowl would love to have Bobby Bowden. I think you're going to have Texas with the first selection of the Fiesta Bowl. Rose Bowl, I think, will take Michigan, who they already have, and I think they'll take Florida State. LSU, if they win the SEC, will take on Texas in the Fiesta Bowl, and then Miami and Ohio State rematch in the Orange Bowl, which will be an exciting game. And then you have, of course, a national championship with Oklahoma and USC.
And that's assuming no upsets on Saturday. Because Kansas State wins, Kansas State becomes an at-large. The automatic Oklahoma becomes an at-large.
Crazy,
playing for the It's bizarre that K-State could win the Big 12 championship and Oklahoma State could win the national championship.
It's bizarre to me that Oklahoma could lose and they still take them for a shot at the national title. I don't think that's right. I don't think if you can't even win your own conference, you shouldn't get a shot at the national title.
Well, we saw 2 years ago. We saw 2 years ago with Nebraska didn't even go to their big. They didn't even go to the Big 12 championship. Yet all the teams in front of them lost, and they backed in, and they got embarrassed by Miami. I think there should be a stipulation. You have to win your conference in order to qualify for the national title game.
Well,
you know who's in there making that hit again? Pusateri again came up with that big hit.
Along with John Biesing as the punter, Nate Fry trying to run for the first down and was stopped right at the mark. They're going to come over and measure it. It might be short.
I think Pusateri got in there, Biesing number 12, but I think number 19 is the big hit here. Boom! It's a heck of a hit there. That was Biesing.
Yeah, it was.
Nice job by him. He came up. I guess you see a punter. You see a punter, that's even better than seeing a quarterback in the open field.
Sophomore Nate Fry out of Findlay, Ohio. Kept going. He took the hit well. Yeah. Good for him. He got the first down.
Way to go.
Look at Greg Brandon coming down to his punter. Yeah. That's good. That's good stuff.
Wow.
Where is he?
Coach Brandon, he called an onside kick tonight. It worked. And he called a fake punt.
And he's had some big kickoff returns. They've done a good job in special teams. They're down by 29, but their special teams have been solid.
Well, you got to remember, this Miami of Ohio football team, they're fourth in the nation with margin of victory, beating opponents by 23 points. Oklahoma, Boise State, LSU, and Miami of Ohio. Pretty good company. These guys beat teams, and they beat them bad.
Boise State, that Miami of Ohio classification of a great season. We saw them on an earlier college football Thursday at BYU. From Magner, knocked down by Darrell Hunter.
Miami of Ohio also coming in plus 14 in turnover margin. Remember, this game at halftime, 21-17. Then they got the 3 big turnovers in the second half. They're able to walk away from it.
And I still think, I know I'm crazy, but I still think you got to put the margin of victory back in the BCS with a point.
What's wrong with putting a ceiling on margin of victory?
I said 21 points. You got to put the margin of victory back in there, and because, Mike, let me tell you, I coached all my life. That's one way of deciding who's good football teams. If they dominate teams or if they luck out against them.
Screen pass, B.J. Lane, inside of 7 now left in the game. Lane takes it out to the 36-yard line. Well, we talked about that third quarter, Kirk. You mentioned the 3 turnovers. That the turning point of this game. Bowling Green didn't have great drives going except for once, but 1 turnover led to a touchdown run. Second turnover led to another touchdown run. Murray and Smith each had 1 run, and then Harris on the throwback was intercepted by Matt Pusateri, his 2nd of the year, and that led to a 3rd score to make it 49-20. First and 10 from the 36. Josh Harris is flushed. Complete to Pope. You know, guys, we talked a lot about Ben Roethlisberger here tonight. Josh Harris has had an interesting season. I mentioned earlier he's married to Tammy Smith, who is a 5-time Big Ten high jump champ at Ohio State. They've been best friends since their freshman year in high school, and she graduated last year. Come up here to be with Josh, and they decided to get married. A lot of people didn't know that they were best buddies since high school. They decided to get married so they didn't have to live together without being married. Very important, their faith, that's their moral values, and they chose to get married. And Josh got married and didn't tell the team. Sharon on the inside with the catch down to the 11. His teammates didn't know, his coaches didn't know when he came back. Everybody was really surprised because they didn't really know about beliefs and how long we've known each other. And he really had a smile on his face when he was talking about his wife of now 9 months when we visited with him yesterday.
That's interesting when he said she has been and always will be my best friend.
Yep.
That was nice, wasn't it?
She came by before the game started. Of course, for proximity here, we're real close to the fans. I've enjoyed that throughout the commercial breaks. But she stopped by to say hi, just came right up and said, be nice to Josh tonight. I said, don't worry.
Reverse, Cole Magner. Will he get a block? Oh, face mask. Bad one, too. Turner Nande got him, and Magner frustrated. He'll move it down inside the 5, and we'll have 1st and goal. With intent, 15-yarder.
Hey, this is an interesting. Where is that Nande from, Mike?
Nigeria.
Now, you talk about recruiting. There's a Nigerian getting a kid from Alaska and knocking him down. When in the life have you ever said a guy from Nigeria carries down a guy from Alaska? Never.
First time.
First time ever.
There we go.
Well, you know, Magner, glad to see he's okay, too, after that hit. Magner's, he doesn't get a chance to go back for the holidays. You know, most of these kids, Ohio, as Kirk has told us all night, every high school in Ohio, the state covered tonight, they almost get to drive back for the holidays. Magner doesn't get that chance. He's from Alaska.
Good fishing out there.
Well, the coaching staff loves when Magner's dad comes to visit because he brings fish from Alaska.
Wow.
That's all time. High quality.
You've been out there, right?
Alaska?
Yeah, you had a cruise out there.
Salmon.
You recommend that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You guys, all the kids should go. The pass for Charles Sharon is incomplete. You know, defended by Ryan Reed.
Kirk's looking for a timeshare place.
Yeah. That's a little far, I think.
You could get a timeshare
Travis
place
Dorsch was trying to talk me to Montana.
You do a lot of sharing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be there for a lot. But there are people watching us in Alaska. ESPN, ESPN2, very popular.
See, Lee, you like to fish.
I bass fisherman with a John boat in my backyard.
You don't want to fish with the grizzly bears out there in Alaska?
Forget that.
It is. You got to do it once.
I would love to.
It's awesome. Look up the Magnus when you're out there. 2nd and goal. Yeah, that almost got through 3 bodies to Magner. It was off the hands of Biesing and incomplete. We mentioned John Biesing. We saw his brother Ryan. They are identical twins. John was offered a scholarship first. And with a quarterback transferring, nobody was really on the offensive guy, Ryan Biesing, here at Miami of Ohio. And turned out they came to him, and the guys were so excited because they always wanted to go to the same college. Both were offered here at Miami. John's had a terrific season, and Ryan has broken through as a freshman receiver. 3rd and goal. Harris on the throwback to his tight end, Greg Jarrett, 49-26.
The smartest tight end in America. All academic, all American, 4-point biology and chemistry. Former fullback Jarrett scores a touchdown. I bet you that's the smartest tight end ever to score a touchdown in college football.
Stop.
5-17. The 4th.
Count it.
Still got a shot, man.
22-point game at 49-27. Well, may see an onside kick. Do you remember this, guys? That's one of the great moments in MAC championship history. Maybe we'll see that before we leave tonight. We'll show you another great MAC moment. And maybe an onside kick when you come back.
If on one hand you have 1/3 less carbs than Coors Light, and on the other the gold medal winner of the World Beer Cup, then you have a Miller Lite in each hand. Lucky you. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
Taco Bell's Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito. Sizzling marinated carne asada steak and tasty fajita veggies. Wrapped and grilled to go.
You should have gotten fajitas.
Nothing beats the sizzle when you think outside the bun.
Old Navy Holiday Hotline. Eyes are blue. I'll connect you. Hot pink, I should think. Quit monkeying around. How about a little logo? Go-go.
That look is off the hook.
Yeah, and my shizzle's gone for zizzle.
Half zips make great gifts for the whole family. Just $10 to $15.
Do you remember the MAC title game of 2 years ago, Toledo and Marshall? The fake field goal. Look at Todd France. He's a kicker. He wants to hit somebody so bad nobody touched him. He takes on the goalpost and knocks him down. That's what I call a kicker. Let me run with it. I got a touchdown. I need to be hit. Toledo won that game, beating Marshall 41-36. Todd France's moment of ESPN.
That's all-time bloopers.
You know, that was on ESPN Classic today.
All the championship games.
And
that's all the Crisco put on the goalpost so the fans wouldn't jump on him and bring him down. Hands team out here. A ground ball kicked through the first line and chased down by Miami. Larkin came back to make that point.
We talked coming back. We've really talked about it all night. Ben Roethlisberger and whether or not he's going to decide to come back. This is, I think, in the anticipation of a big win for Bowling Green.
Well, they did this
for both sides.
Yeah, Holly Rowe broadcast the game on Saturday, and one of her sideline reports. They show that it only took half a can of Crisco to grease both goalposts. So they had the other half a can of Crisco left. So it really was a cost-efficient maneuver to come back and do it again. There you see.
There it is.
Well, they went with the Meyer brand, the local supermarket chain.
They should have Kentucky Fried Chicken on that because
KFC to you, my friend. It's KFC to you. Hey, real quick, before we just lose total control here. Ben Roethlisberger, in all honesty, after seeing him tonight, Eli Manning and Roethlisberger are the two best quarterbacks as far as the NFL is concerned. I know he's a junior. I know he has a decision to make. Anytime you hear a player say, I'm going to evaluate and make a decision after the season, he's gone. So this is one of your last games. You're going to get a chance to see him play at the college level. Is he ready? After seeing him tonight, there's no question. Arm strength, mobility, his mind, the way he's able to recognize things. He will be a phenomenal NFL quarterback, and I think this will be one of his last games. Cannot wait to see him perform at the next level.
From the 27, they're throwing here to Mike Smith. There's a swing, get it out to the 31-yard line. The Roethlisberger pass chart on the night. A lot of downfield throws.
At one time, it was 11 yards per attempt.
He's getting the ball downfield, and you can see in bunches.
Look at that distribution, though.
That's the first time all year that we've had a chance to have the pass chart where you have 9 of 14, 15 yards plus with all those touchdown passes, 4 touchdown passes, all man-to-man coverage, and he was able to exploit that man-to-man. And also, again, we've touched on it, the offensive line, great job of protecting him to give him the time, and a nice job of the receivers beating man-to-man coverage.
3rd and 5 here. Assume they run, but they're going to throw and put the ball in the air again. And they have a guy like Roethlisberger, you can trust that. And they ruled a catch.
Oh, yeah.
For Mike Larkin.
Nice catch.
Out at the 41-yard line. You talk about Roethlisberger, the person. When you build up a guy like this, a Heisman opportunity, you have a chance to get some marketing things, some neat, cool stuff as you watch this pass scooped by Larkin before it hit the deck. They wanted to do a Roethlisberger hamburger at one of the eateries around Oxford, Ohio. He said no. He's not that kind of guy. When they played down at LSU last year, he emailed Nick Saban to say, I really have respect for your team. They played so great. They really were classy and respectful in the way they treated us on the field. Cal Murray, the carry here, out to midfield. So he sent that email to Saban. Saban called him back and said, can I put that email on the team's website that the fans see? Because I want them to see what somebody else, an opponent, thinks of our guys. The LSU fans took a liking to it so much as Ben's coming out here for the final time in the state of Ohio, if he leaves after this season, and gets a great reception from the Miami fans.
And also some of the Bowling Green fans.
And the fans at LSU cheered Bowling Green or Miami scores last year when they announced them in Baton Rouge.
Became a fan.
They became a Ben Roethlisberger fan because of the class he showed, and Nick Saban passed it around.
You think you could handpick a better group of fans to get behind you than LSU? Nice job with the email selection.
Did you see the smile on his mother's face? Yeah. Priceless. Priceless.
435 yards. 440 yards.
Look at that smile. Oh, my God. She's got to be so proud. That is priceless.
Bob Pruitt, the Marshall coach, coached Chad Pennington, Byron Leftwich, and he said, guys, I've coached him, not an ounce of difference in this guy. The backup quarterback, sophomore Josh Betts, has come in. He takes it for a first down. Let's go to Jerry Punch.
Guys, hard to find much of a silver lining for the Bowling Green Falcons tonight, down by 22 here in the final minute 51, but they are starting to have a few smiles here on the Bowling Green sidelines. Word on the sideline is that in 1 minute and 51 seconds, a man will walk in their locker room and invite those guys here in the orange to go play in the Motor City Bowl against a Big Ten opponent. That's the word, that when this game is over, they will get an invitation to go play in the Motor City Bowl. A 10-win season and a disappointing night here, but they'll get to go play in the postseason. That's the word from the Bowling Green sideline.
All right, Doc. Hey, nothing embarrassing when you're losing to Ohio State and to Miami twice.
And get a chance at another Big Ten opponent, more than likely Wisconsin and Barry Alvarez.
That all depends if Ohio State
makes it as an at-large, because it'll be a domino effect with Iowa and Purdue. Probably Purdue go to the Capital One. You could have Iowa go to the Outback. Minnesota and Michigan State kind of battling it out for the Alamo and the Sun Bowl. Wisconsin would be the team remaining for the Motor City.
The Miami player injured here, Mark Crasium, was injured on that run here, that first down run with just 1 minute 14 to go.
The rumor out there is that old Tennessee sneak around a chicken coop and eat Ohio State out of there. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think they're going to the Peach Bowl.
Be right back.
Mankind's greatest invention? Fire was clever. The telephone. The automobile. And the DVD. But wouldn't it be great if you could record on this?
Presenting the Panasonic DVD recorder.
My shows, my home movies, even my photos.
The incomparable picture, sound, and ease of DVD. Now yours with total control recording to watch whatever, whenever you want.
Now this is genius.
The DVD recorder from Panasonic. Ideas for life.
I'm gonna wrap myself in paper, I'm gonna dot myself with blue, stick some stamps on the top of my head, I'm gonna mail myself to you. Oh, I'm gonna tie me in a little red string, I'm gonna tie blue ribbons too, climb up into my mailbox and I'm gonna mail myself to you.
This holiday season, no one will work harder or go farther to keep us all connected.
Roethlisberger and Coach Hepner The good setup for the dump of the Gatorade. It got you, Coach.
That's great.
The good news was Crasium walked off under his own power as the clock runs and takes us inside a minute. Just to clear up the Motor City Bowl deal, I think Bowling Green's going to end up playing some combination of Minnesota or Michigan State or Northwestern.
That's
Wisconsin's
right.
going to go Music City Bowl.
That's right. Okay.
If Ohio State gets in at large berth in the BCS, it'll likely be Northwestern. If Ohio State does not get in at large berth, it'll either be Michigan State or Minnesota. One of the teams we might see in the Alamo Bowl. So that's all going to shake down.
Big Ten could have as many as 8 teams in bowl games.
And if I'm Bowling Green, I hope it's Northwestern.
Of those 3?
It's a neat game, too. It's in Ford Field in downtown Detroit where the Lions play. Easy commute for the Bowling Green fans. Day after Christmas, there'll be a lot there. And we'll see Miami of Ohio on ESPN2 at the GMAC Bowl. But this is a big moment for Miami. It's been a long time since the team with the most championships in this league has gotten another one. But they will get one here tonight. 2003 MAC champions. As Miami has won it. Undefeated in the league for the first time since '77. They go to a bowl game for the first time since the '86 California Bowl. As Miami wins 49-27. 14th MAC title for the Red Hawks. Really the first one for the Red Hawks. Their nickname was the Redskins for so many years because of the political correctness that was changed to Red Hawks. Here's Jerry Punch.
Walking along with Ben Roethlisberger. And Ben, the first time in the history of the school, 12 wins in a season, and now in the first time in 17 years, a MAC title. How does it feel tonight?
It's so sweet. Words don't even explain it right now. It was not going to set in for a while. You see everybody going crazy. This is a wonderful feeling for both this team and the school.
The Red Hawks are more than just Ben Roethlisberger. How about that offensive line tonight? What an effort.
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely white. I fell down 2 times, and one was on a run play and one was on a late hit. They did a great job. They answered the bell, and I can't say enough about how good they did.
There were a couple of people watching in the stands all night long who were very proud, and there they are sitting, mom.
Celebrating 10 years of excellence. It's the one and only Ford F-150 Fox NFL Sunday. America's best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. Coming up on Fox NFL Sunday, JB with all the latest news updates. Terry breaks down the Music City showdown between Manning and McNair. Howie tells us how Ricky will handle the Patriots in the cold. And Jimmy reveals his best team in the NFC. Frank's picks, Jillian's weather, and special guest Bernie Mac. The one and only Ford F-150 Fox NFL Sunday is 2 minutes away.
My favorite Black & Decker is the Bullseye. Some people believe there's a carpentry gene, and I think